Are we okay with the story so far?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Very, very so far so solid.
Okay. We are survivors, chapter 1. Chapter 1, unit 10. That's the name of the chapter, not a unit.
Okay.
Okay. Both me and Al not knowing what that means, but agreeing.
Pretty much is not a pained... We're not landing on page 10.
Nice, okay.
Okay. No, Eno's voice screams as she pulls on the trim of the metal door as tears start to build in her eyes. Watching through the small thick glass of the door, watching her parents, the leaders of her vault, give her weak smiles. Their hands overlapping each other's as they press them against the window. Their voices muffled as the gas finally filled the rest of the hallway. You could have made it, Eno screams as she slams her fist against the door. You could have. Her voice is weak as she kneels down to the concrete floor. Sobs shake her body as she was in a tornado of emotions, but I think that's my last. Z knew if they didn't start moving, Eno's parents' effort would all be in vain. Z's hand curled around her shoulders. I hate to do this, but we must go. The gas will start eating away at the door. He spoke in a low and gentle tone. Eno shakes her head, her hands over her mouth in an effort to decrease her cries. A heavy sigh leaves Zine as he wraps his hands around her right upper arm, pulling her on her feet. This caused her to lean against her dear friend Z, wrapping his arms around her as they awkwardly walk away from the entry of their vault. The unit of 10 was quiet as they headed away from their home. The only place they knew was safe and peaceful, but now they were in a wasteland. Their hearts and minds are riddled with confusion and mess of emotions. Nick almost didn't remember how fast it all went. Last night he was working on the gas pipeline to see why it wasn't pumping anymore into the farming area, but he and Sonja weren't finding a problem anywhere. Maybe, just maybe, if he checked the gas pipeline that led to the engines, he could have seen it. This morning, the vault leaders needed to send a unit into the overworld to get materials.
I'm so sorry, I totally interrupted you. Yeah, I know that I'm not showing anything, I'm working on it. I should have muted myself. Sorry.
What are you showing? Are you streaming or something?
I'm trying. Yeah, struggling.
Okay. I forgot where I was. Let me just drink some water first. So I was catching where I was.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's good. It's fine. What's the last thing you all heard?
Honestly, my brain kind of zoned the fuck out. So you're asking me the wrong question.
I'm going to restart the paragraph then.
Okay. That's fair.
Yep.
That's totally fair.
Alright. This music is just too loud in my ears. I can't. We're not doing music. Nick almost didn't remember how fast it all went. Last night he was working on the gas pipeline to see why it wasn't pumping anymore in the farming area. But he and Sonja weren't finding a problem anywhere. Maybe, just maybe, if he checked the gas pipeline that led to the engines, he could have seen it. This morning, the vault leaders needed to send a unit into the overworld to get materials due to them running low. Everyone was on edge with the thought that due to the last unit coming back deadly sick, they still haven't recovered from the illness they got. Unit 10 was randomly selected to go, the biggest unit. The leaders helped make a good luck breakfast for the unit. By noon, the unit was packing up and heading to the exit. An explosion shook the vault. Panicked voices and scary feet were overwhelmingly heard. Nick remembers his unit being frozen in their spots. No one knew what to do. Keep going to the exit and let the older generation handle it, or head back and see what happened. The vault was home. The people in it? They were the people they knew. They grew up to care about. They had memories with. So they ran, dropping their bags on the floor and heading towards the noise of chaos. Steven's stomach curled when he entered the cafeteria. There are bodies laying on the ground in a massive hole where you see the destroyed farms and half of the engines. What caught his attention the most was the gas. It was flooding the room and quickly eating away anything it came in contact with. Steven's memories were going to haunt him. He wished he tried to grab his little sister. He wished he could turn back the clock and pull her from under the table to bring her from the gas, but instead his mind went to autopilot. He turned around, grabbing Steery and Baxtior by the arms and running back to the exit. He wishes he could have turned back time, even if it was in vain, to try and save his baby sister. The vault leaders were quick, forcing and guiding the unit back towards the exit. Their fears were finally here. They knew the gas would be the end of Vault 22. They were just trying to buy time, and they did. They bought over 50 years of time, but now where they were just trying to save a few people from the horrors. They selfishly chose Unit 10 due to their failings in relation to the people in it. They knew it was wrong, but at the same time, who wouldn't be selfish in this situation? Thank you, Inyo whispers as she pulls her leaning body off of Z. A nod was received as he moved a bit closer to Unix to give everyone space, but at the same time being close to each other. According to the map, there is a village, or something like that, ahead of us if we continue down this path. Bettina speaks up as she holds a map in her left hand and a compass in her right. We'll get there before the sun even sets. A group of hums and okays were heard from the group, but no one wanted to speak. A soft thank you leaves Steven as he gives a quick pat on Bettina's shoulders. It was easy to get discouraged, and much easier when everyone's levels were down. Give me a second.
Damn, though. He can't even go get his baby sister.
Give me 1 second. I have something in Discord. I was a little distracted.
Uni was like reading the disclaimer of like death, murder, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, whoa!
I was like,
I was
that's not gonna happen till like later on. Bam! Dead baby
right out
sister.
the gates. Dead babies.
Oh, jeez. And Uni laughs about it.
You're just so shocked. Have you not read a story where the death is immediate?
No.
I have. Oh my god, the scariest story I've ever fucking read has like death in the first chapter. It's like, he was a teenager. He got home from a sporting event. He opened his mother and father's door to see their corpses torn in half, demons crawling in and out of their organs and their eye holes. And I'm just like, oh wow, okay. Oh wow, jeez, that's a lot.
Damn.
Actually,
Alright, let me...
actually,
I love you too, Big Oz.
I think the City of Bones is like that. Which I only read the first book because I couldn't fucking read it. I was just no.
I tried to read that series too.
Yeah, I just no.
All I remember is that one of the characters was hot.
Yes.
I don't even remember which one.
Jace.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. It was one of those books that I was like, I have to read every single one of these, and then I stopped being able to read that year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright, I'm going...
continue, Uni.
Okay. The sun showed no mercy as it as its heat made the walk to the settlement almost unbearable. But the roofs of the settlement finally peaked in the distance. They were about 15 minutes away, and the sun was still a few hours away from fully settling below the horizon. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. They were more than happy to see the moon, to be greeted by the cooling air of the night. Bags and packs of the sort were thrown onto the biggest shelter's floor as they sat down. Excuse me, sorry. The settlement was small and abandoned. Seems to have been abandoned for at least a decade, give or take. Eric's leans against the wooden wall as his eyes scanned the group, taking in everyone's mood. Nothing has improved amongst them. No one dares to speak. The wounds are too fresh to be poked, pulled at, but nonetheless, being surrounded by ones you loved and feel comfortable with. It helps. It helps ease the mind, as if it tries to make sense of the emotion it is drowning in. It is like a silent hand pulling you up from the depths. It's like a warmth of the fire that keeps away the darkness at bay, or maybe even a comfort that surrounds you when you're feeling lost in a big forest. Whatever it is to people, it's here. It's slow, and it's giving comfort. A small hand rubs Ino's shoulder, as her soft, hitches cries start to arrive again. Steery knows it won't stop the build-up, but it's a way to let Ino know she is here. She isn't leaving, no one else is either. Sonja and Unix pull themselves into a standing position before starting to make the shelter more stable against the cold of the night and anything that wishes to do harm to them. As the sun hides away and the moon peeks out, a thought runs through Ino's mind. From this day on, this is her family. They will need each other. They will need to protect and provide as a unit. How strange is it? Like her parents knew, like they were preparing them to work as one. Did they know, or was it a well-prepared situation? Was the explosion an accident, or was it a sabotage? Ino. Nick's voice pries her thoughts apart. Her eyes locked with his. Please, a small plead, as he pulls out a reusable bowl filled with dry food. Eat, Nick. Couldn't risk any of them getting into a refusal to fight. He knew he couldn't stomach it if any of them did. A weak smile appears on Ino's lips as she takes the bowl from Nick. She wasn't hungry, but it's better to try and not to at all.
First of all, we love a recycling king.
Yes.
You want me to talk?
I mean, I feel so bad, and I'm still so shocked by the immediate, everybody's life is just gonna be ruined.
That's really shocking coming from you.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
I'm like, why are you shocked?
I don't know. I feel bad I was a kid.
Yeah, kids are weird.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, okay.
Kids are weird. I just thought that mine registered in.
I don't like kids, man. So I'm like, oh no. A child dead. So sad.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I have baby fever, like, every
Heartbroken.
week.
Heartbroken. You're like weeping. You're like, it could have been me.
Literally.
Same. No.
Val says you're weird, Mangie.
I hate children.
I hate children too, so no worries here.
I mean, I have a daughter, so I can't really say that.
I mean,
I'll
my dad has a son, but he still hates children.
Fair.
I don't know that for sure.
Listen, my heart hurts if a child dies, but do not ask me to watch the child, because that might be the reason they did die.
I feel less emotionally attached to when like a baby dies than I do to like an old person, and that's really sad.
I think it's because the baby had no experience.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like I lost out on learning something, but with babies it's like wah.
you had no. You hadn't, you're not there yet. I didn't learn anything from you. I have no emotional moments with you.
Yeah, I don't know you. You're just like a fleshy ball of whatever.
Of needs.
Yeah, you're like needy and you're always crying. What do I care?
But people would fight to say the animals are the same that we take care of. It's like, it's not the same.
Dude, no. Like a kitten, like think about it. Like alright, so we're just gonna talk about my cats real quick. A kitten can provide me emotional support and purr, which heals broken bone maybe. I don't know. What baby do? What baby do other than sit there and cry? Nothing. I've never gotten anything useful out of a baby.
I mean, fair. Baby laughter is a hit or miss.
I don't like, dude, I'm gonna be real. Ever since I was a child, hearing a baby laugh has made me burst into tears every time, and I don't know why.
Whoa.
It's like ugly sobbing too. It's bad. It's like a trigger. I have no idea. Like, and it happens every single time. Sometimes, if like, okay, so we used to have this song in
Alright, back and go and get water.
I can't believe I'm being timed out. This is heartbreaking. We used to have this song in church, and I think you'll hear me sing it sometimes. The we are off on the ultimate adventure, trusting Jesus all along the way. That one.
Yeah, I grew up religious and I never heard that song until you sang it to me.
It's a part of the Awana program. It's like a Baptist thing, I guess.
Oh yeah, I grew up Catholic.
Yeah, I don't know if they have Awanas in Catholic, but it's approved workmen are not ashamed. And so
Never
there are
heard of it.
different levels. So when you're a kindergartner, you're a cubby. And when you're like in elementary school, you're a spark. And then I don't remember what the last one is. I guess you turn into an EMT. That's the only thing my brain can think of, but that's
We
not
are
the word
so
for it.
off the rails right now.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. One last thing. Anyway, so that song, the We Are Off on the Ultimate Adventure, it has a section of the song where there's just like the laughter of children because it's supposed to remind you of like, you know, you're supposed to go to heaven for the rest of your life and it's fun or whatever. But ever since I was a little kid, literally since I was in elementary school, every time I heard that baby laugh, or like even sometimes if I like sing along with the song and my brain's just like, what goes next? Oh yeah, that stupid fucking baby laugh, I immediately burst into tears, and it never fucking fails. And it sucks. I don't understand.
I wish I could understand your pain. And Val, be nice. Don't be mean to Mangus. You know what? I'm timing you
Don't
out.
be an ass.
That was kind of mean. Timing you out.
Be an asshole. We be assholes back. Be warned.
Exactly.
It's okay, guys. You don't have to be an asshole on my account.
I will be an asshole.
Oh,
I will
yeah, no,
curb
that's
stomp
kinda mean.
someone for you. I just want you to know that.
We love you, Mangus. But yeah, I wish I know the song because you sing it to me every once in a while, but
I will send it to you, the
yes,
whole song.
please, because I'm so curious.
I wonder if I could fucking find it.
I need to know.
Okay. Are we ready to read again?
Well, I am as ready as I'll ever be.
Mangus?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Darius' lantern kept the shelter they were in dimly lit. Sivan and Bettina were the first to finish. They started to gather everyone's sleeping bag and laid them out. But the shelter was all too big So I think the shelter was all too small. So people had to shuffle around before sitting down on a sleeping bag they will be sleeping in. Unix double checks the windows, doors, and covered holes to make sure nothing can get in without alerting them in the least. After a while, everyone starts settling into the sleeping bags as Steery sits up in hers, besides her lantern. As everyone finally lays down, the light slowly flickers into nothing. The darkness consumes them, and after a while, so does sleep. A strangled gasp rips from Eno as she launches herself into an upward position. Frantically? You know what the word means. Yeah, that word. Looking around herself as she tries to reassure herself she was okay, but the sunlight against the inside wooden panels greet her eyes. The wind rattling the covers on the windows greet her ears, and salty tears on the tip of her tongue tells her that not only was this a nightmare, but it was also reality. She isn't in the vault, she isn't laying next to her fiancé, she isn't. Inyo. Unix cuts the air around her. The bulky woman sits up beside her. What is it? She wasn't being rude beside her tone, beside the scouts resting on her face. Nightmares. I'm already having nightmares about what happened. Her voice was small, felt so lost in the air as she watched the sunlight reach further across the wall. I haven't fully processed everything yet, but regardless, I'm hit with it. Ina's eyes drift to her left, seeing Nick. Nick was in an open sleeping bag. The front side was laying on top of Z, as well as Nick's leg across his stomach, as Nick's head is almost on Ina's sleeping bag. A small smile tugs on the corner of her lips before she turns back to look at Unix. I'm sorry. I wish I could take them away, or even delay them. The younger woman rubs the back of her neck as a heavy sigh leaves her. Unix knows it was inevitable for all of them to get nightmares, but they will get hit by them in different times. But it doesn't stop the want of wanting the ability to stop these things. They sit in silence. They lean against each other's shoulders as they watch the others around them. It wasn't long before the others started to stir. Unix pulls away. She gets up and leaving out the only door to get back to do a safety check. Nick! Nick! Get your leg off me! Zine's yells out of frustration greets the once quiet shelter. The smile that reaches Ino's eyes appear on her lips as she looks over to Nick and Z. Z was sitting up on his elbows, his brows furrowed, as he glares at the sleeping Nick. Ah! A startled Nick exclaims as he sits up quickly, holding Nick's pillow in his hand with an annoyed expression. Get your leg off! The thinner man was not very happy in the mornings and definitely didn't like limbs on him. Sorry, as Nick chuckles as he removes his leg before getting up. Morning, Sonja. Bix Trio greeted each other, lazily looking from their sleeping bags. I'll get coffee ready, Steven says as he leaves the shelter with a pot to get water from a nearby stream. Siri is not too far behind with a pot and a ladle of her own to get some fresh water for the non-coffee people.
For the non-coffee people, yes, inclusion.
Coffee.
Al's like, fuck you, you don't deserve water, only coffee.
Yep. Only coffee.
Okay. The next 2 pages are the last. You want to have a small break and talk?
Yes.
Yes.
I sent the video.
I have to watch it. I love the inclusion, but also coffee. I think that was
I love it.
I think that was one of the questions on my dental survey for Monday. They're like, do you consume such and such? And I'm like, coffee.
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 I like the little fun moment where it's not all serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's pretty fucking serious.
It's
I like how you're like, and she knows that there will be nightmares. That is something that can't be avoided. But it didn't mean she didn't want to bat them away. What a fun little break that we've had in this really dark story so far. She's like, they'll have night terrors forever. They'll never recover from this trauma. And I'm just like, what?
Did you miss the leg part?
Dude,
No,
I
I
am
love the leg
dissociating. The leg part.
Get your leg off of me.
Oh, fair enough. I remember that part.
You sure?
I hope so. It just happened.
I'm terrified. I'm like in and out. I'm only hearing half of it.
Honestly, me too. I'm like scared for them.
Maybe you both can piece two and two together in the end.
See, we're like the little kids who like try very hard to understand the story.
Yes, and then later need the entire thing explained to us.
Yeah,
Not
and then
even-
you just have to read it again, and then we suddenly understand.
Yeah.
If I had to reread the chapter twice, we're going through a moment.
No, you're probably just gonna have to explain it to us later.
Okay. Alright, we're ready for the next two pages?
I fucking suppose so.
I'll take that as a yes. Eric started to put away sleeping bags after Sonja and Victorus finally got up. Bettina started to make light breakfast while Sinbin and Theory boiled water. I'm going to get Unix. Ino states as she leaves through the door, not waiting to be questioned or stopped. The settlement was quite small, so it should have taken at least a few minutes to see if they were safe or not. Water.
Water. What? Water?
Hold on.
Water.
I needed a water.
She needs some
I-
water.
okay. I was like, water.
Sorry, I
Water,
get really.
that's the end of that sentence.
Sorry, my mouth goes dry really fast.
Oh my
It's okay,
God,
you're
that was
parched, it's alright.
So fucking funny.
Off in the distance, Ino sees Unix sitting on a stump that was on a hill. She was staring off at something or nothing at all. It took a few minutes to reach Unix. But when she did, she saw that she was staring at what she was staring at. Passing the hill where the stream flows down to is a wide open space with greenery and mutated animals that strangely look more beautiful than the normal ones in the picture books they see or draw. The spot was strangely peaceful, as if time was slower here. Almost as if there was nothing wrong in the world they were in. It felt so natural. It felt like the times she would lay beside her fiancé in the projector room with the old movie reel playing on the wall while she cuddles into his side oh my god.
So her fiance was one of the ones that died.
Yes.
Salad.
Salad.
I meant to say swag, sad, and solid salad.
What the fuck? Oh my god, okay.
Hey, let me try this again.
I'm so sad. So good at this, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, I'm ready.
It.
Oh god, I think you killed you.
No!
Dad.
Salad.
Salad? I'm so sorry. Salad, that's all I got. No.
Okay, back to the story. It felt so natural. It felt like the time she would lay beside her fiancé in the projector room, with the old movie playing on the wall, while she cuddled into his side as he gave her a butterfly kiss on her forehead. Oops.
Wait.
Oops.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Your boy has to Google what the fuck a butterfly kiss is.
It's eyelashes.
What? I do that to Bastard all the time. I thought I was just being weirdo. I just like to grab him with my eyelashes.
That's so fucking cute, bro.
Okay, let's go.
Adorable.
I love him.
I also love that you love him.
Tears swell in her eyes as she grabs Eunuch's shoulder. Hey, she whispers. Eunuch turns her head slightly. Beautiful, ain't it? She asks, knowing full well of the answer. Yeah, and so close. Nose trails off as tears finally fall. Lovely memories play in her mind as she watches the scene before her. We need to head back. Breakfast is being made. Inyo removes her hand after she finished speaking, watching Eunuch stand up with a nod. We thought you both got lost, Sonja jokes as the two finally enters the shelter. We are about to start a search party. Soft chuckles and giggles ring out in the small building they as the two settle in. Hope you're not leading, or it'll be me finding you all, Eunuch jokes as back to Sonja, making the curly-haired woman gasp in offense. My direction isn't that bad, Sonja exclaims as she furrows her brows, but your tracking still sucks. Eunuch states before taking a bite out of her sandwich with a smug smirk. I am being bullied. This is boiling, Sonja exclaims as laughter fills the room. No one needs to use the bathroom before we start, Nick asks the second time as everyone looks at each other before shaking their heads. Okay, good, he states as Bertina looks up her mouth with a smile. Nice. Okay, this walk might take all day, but the map says there is an active settlement in a nearby town. We will reach the edge of the town by noon, give or take, she exclaims with excitement as she leads the unit. The group paired in twos in a filed line, so they didn't get into each other's way. If they needed to fight, I think this sentence right here needs to be fixed. If they needed to fight, they got each other's side, so no one was overwhelmed by being attacked from an opening. It was a little afternoon, due to being so long since they traveled the wasteland. Words! They were able to get a little more exhausted than usual, but regardless, they were doing quite well. The settlement is nearby the water tower. Bettina points towards what used to be a water tower, looking like it was about to fall at any second, even with a little breeze. Sorry, need a water. I hope it doesn't... You good there?
I'm smoking. I was telling you it's alright. Damn, you gotta call out everything I do, Uni. Damn. I'm so sad. I
gotta ask because you sound like you choke.
I'm not joking. You're joking.
Oh my god, Mangie, you okay?
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Hey, did you know that coughing hard enough can crack your ribs? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so can sneezing.
Yup.
Jesus.
Alright. I hope it doesn't fall, Z whispers as he grimaces at the thought of it destroying the settlement or just breaking a defense. Regardless of what it does, it will definitely cause chaos amongst the ones that live there. Alright. We have just a little bit more and then we can talk.
Got it.
Okay.
Unit 10 stood before the settlement. A sign above the scrap metal gates read Deadfall. Not the most welcoming name, but regardless, the appearance didn't match the name of the place. Braxtior slams the side with his fist against the great door before standing beside Bertina. Again, after a few minutes, someone appeared over the wall to the left of the gate. "Who are you?" shouts the looking elderly man. "We are Unit 10 from Vault 22, Eno responds, hoping a unit was from the past exploration came here. "What?" he exclaims before a few seconds later, Did something happen to Unit 16? He asks with a worried evident in his voice as he leans against his spear or waves a hand to someone or some people behind the gate. "No!" Eno's voice wavers as she tries to swallow down her sadness as the gates open. "No, our vault unfortunately got destroyed and we are the remaining survivors." Unix spoke up as she placed a gentle hand on Eno's back to lead her into the settlement. "I am Heath Best, the mayor of this settlement," Heath explains as he leads them further into the large settlement towards a large building, most likely his own. Heath begins before a heavy sigh leaves him as he settles down into a chair behind a desk. As sad eyes meets the units. "Are you really the only survivors?" he asks woefully as he runs a hand over his balding head. Unfortunately, Unix spoke as she stood behind the couch Z, Nick, and Eno rest on. An explosion went off in our vault, causing a harmful gas to spread. "We are the only ones that made it out," she explains as she watched the man frown as he wipes the corner of his eyes. "What is your unit number?" he asks as he takes out a paper and a pencil. "Unit 10 in unison," they replied to the old man. A brief smile appeared on the mayor's lips as he nodded, writing down the Unit 10. "Welcome, Unit 10, to Deadfall."
Why the fuck he smiled?
Yeah.
Evil. He's fucking evil. What do you mean? Why are you smiling? Why are you fucking smiling? Why are you smiling? Straight evil. Straight evil.
Literally,
Calling
yeah.
it now.
Yeah, like literally lost their unit, like their whole shelter and their family and their people. I'm just gonna smile.
Oh yeah, that's a very giddy little story. I think I'm gonna have a little chuckle about that.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck? Why you smiling?
Why the fuck you smiling?
Why you always smiling? Oh my god, stop fucking smiling! Don't smile when somebody walks in and is like, "Yeah, my entire family and everybody I know and love died in a gas leak and an explosion." And then he's just like, "Tee hee, that's so quirky."
Oh my fucking god.
Sorry.
Val
Just
wants,
bash the old man.
Val wants to time out the smiling guy.
Fuck the smiling guy,
We
dude.
feel
Fuck
you.
the smiling guy. What's up with him? Why he laughing?
Okay, let me read this last paragraph. "Welcome Unit 10 to Deadfall. I'll show you where you'll be staying. You are welcome to stay as long as you wish," he states with a soft smile, gentle eyes of a grandfather that is proud to finally meet his grandchildren.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Deadfall.
fucking trust you, Peepaw. I don't trust you, Peepaw. I've never met a good grandpa in my life.
Oh shit.
Let me finish. Hey, we can talk. Deadfall, how ironic the name was. It felt safe. Heath Best felt safe. Maybe they were beginning to trust. Fuck! Maybe they were being too trustful, or maybe they just maybe. Heath was someone they felt familiar with. End of Chapter 1, Unit 10.
I don't trust the fuck out of Peepaw.
Yeah, no,
I don't
fuck
trust
that
him.
guy.
Peepaw's fucked up. I don't know
Fuck that guy.
why he do a little grin at the end of that.
Yeah.
Peepaw, fucking evil Peepaw out here,
People are
straight up.
dying.
People are dead, Peepaw. Why you giggling? What's up? He's all like, ooh, how quirky. Anyway, welcome to my fucking evil fucking lair, I guess. Where you feel safe because you're evil. I don't know. Dead children, smiley face. I know that like half of these people are adults, but like I literally cannot imagine any single one of them like taller than 5'2".
Honestly, I feel that.
They're just the height of a child, but they're adults.
Fuck you, people. Oh my god.
Fuck you, Peepaw! Get out of here! Peepaw is banned. Perma-banned. No more Peepaw.
Oh, I'm dying. I'm not even smoking.
Bless you.
Did you transfer your smokes to Star?
Yeah, sorry, I was breathing too hard and then I'm like, dude, earlier was sitting with Emphasis. What? No, just kidding. I was sitting with Bastard and he blew smoke into his face because I exhaled and he like literally almost punched me. I was so sad. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but also you almost took me out.
Damn.
I did not mean to do that. Slander and lies. Slander and lies. Quiet, wench. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway.
Any question about Chapter 1?
No.
Is Peepaw evil? Be real with me.
I do not know.
How much have you read?
I read enough to edit it.
Fair.
Wait, did you edit the whole thing?
No, I
'Cause
just
that's
fixed... No, I just did like, some grammar checks through an app.
Oh, I see. You used Grammarly.
I love Grammarly.
No, not
And-
Grammarly.
That's basically it, because I didn't want it to spoil the story for myself.
That is so valid.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering.
So I do not know if this man's evil or not. Alright.
Evil, calling it now.
We Are Survivors Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Not Waiting Any Longer.
Wait, what were we waiting for before? Were we
I
waiting
just-
before? I don't feel like we were waiting. I feel like we were walking to a safe place, and now we're in the safe place. Why are we waiting now?
That's the name of the chapter. I don't know.
Maybe somebody's gonna make out. Alright, who am I shipping? Wait, no shit, I gotta get my ships in order. This is the first chapter, right?
It's gonna be the second
This
chapter.
is the second chapter.
This is the second chapter. Dude, I'm gonna be real, I haven't even, like, experienced these characters emotionally yet, so I don't even know who I'm shipping, but,
Maybe
Lee,
by chapter 3 you'll pair people together.
Uni, who do you ship already?
Fuck, I don't know.
I ship Nick and what's his face.
Nick and what's his face?
I-
Yes.
I for some reason am already, emotionally attached to Enyo. I don't know why.
The leader?
I don't yeah, I'm emotionally attached.
Alright, hold on.
I also ship Al and Lita.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Thank you, Val. I also ship Al and Lita. I also ship Bastard and Mangie.
Aww. I ship
Yeah,
those two
Acid.
too.
Mangie is my OTP.
Okay,
Mangie, for real, for real.
so these are the characters' names for anyone that's confused. Enyo, Nick, Steven, Z, Eric, Baxtero,
That's an excellent name. I will never remember it.
Nope.
Britannia, Sonja, Unix, and Sturi.
These are some interesting names.
I might steal them for my own characters.
Honestly. Same.
So you know who's all in there? Who you're shipping with who?
Somewhat, yes.
So hold on, I mean, no, I'm not making a notepad. You gotta keep in mind who you're shipping with.
I ship Z and
I
Nick's
ship myself with Inyo. Okay, go on.
You're not even the story. All right, got my water.
Sip it. Hydrate. Then let's continue on this crazy train. Hopefully not a whole lot of people die in this chapter.
Oh god, I would be. Oh no. I'd be so upset.
A scream rips from Nick. A few moments later,
Shit. Already dying.
I know! I know! Right as she said that, I went, fuck!
It's a scream. You don't know if he's dying or not.
Still screaming dead.
He's already dead. He's already fucking dead. He thinks he's dead or else he wouldn't have screamed. Nobody screams unless they're dead. Fact. I've
Let
never
me
screamed
read.
in my life.
In
Alright,
2
my bad.
pages you can talk.
Alright, I love you.
Alright, I love you too. A scream rips from Nick. A few moments later, arms wrap around him. You are in deadfall. You are in our home. You are with us. A steady and calm voice of Steven reaches his ears. Nick slumps against Steven as he cries. He was unable to speak, unable to control himself this time. The nightmare was too heartbreaking to speak about. His mind told him it wasn't real, but his heart told him it was. One of Steven's hands tried to wipe away Nick's tears as the other rubbed his back. It hurts to see how bad the nightmares got to the group sometimes. Oops. Missed a whole paragraph. Hold on. It'd been several months that they lived in deadfall, and over those months the group fell victim to nightmares and horrific memories that replayed in their minds. The people that lived in the large settlement were very kind to the group as well as Heath. They tried their best to make Unit 10 feel welcomed here, but in the end, the team kept to themselves. Not because they felt unwelcome, scared, or any of that sort, but because they felt so out of place. They didn't feel like this was their place. They could call their own. They longed to go out into the world and make it their own settlement, make it their own home. Where is Sonja and Eric? Inyo's voice startled Bactero. I pronounced this name once. Bactero. He placed a hand over his shoulder as he looks over his shoulder to Inyo as she heads down the last remaining stairs. Heath asks them to help with the water pipes and vent systems. He explains that he turns back to the old magazine in front of them. They left an hour ago. They had breakfast, so don't worry. A sign leaves Inyo as she makes herself a plate from the pot on the stove and set herself in front of Bactero. Nick woke from a nightmare, so he possibly won't be up to do anything today. So I'll tell Heath on the way when I head to the bulletin board. Ino explains as she pokes and pushes her food around for a few minutes, waiting for Bactero to say something, but all he does is hum in acknowledgement. Alright, this is...
Fucking answer me, you bitch. Fucking
now we can talk.
Alright, first of all, you're wrong.
Mangie,
All
I will
right.
fight you.
Zik is garbage. No,
No,
garbage
no,
ship.
I will
That's
fight
such a basic ship. No, it's all about Neven.
Nope, it's Zick.
Yep, it's Neven.
Nope, it's Zick.
It's Neven. I don't trust any of your opinions anymore.
I will fucking get on a plane and
I will fucking destroy you. What do you mean? It's Neven. Neven, 100%. You want to fucking fight? I'll send you my address. Let's meet up. What's going on?
Can we get froyo after?
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna need it for your sore jaw from me punching you.
Fuck.
I don't know.
Got it.
You're like, no.
am very confused.
Oh, we
Are
were
you fighting something?
yeah, we were fighting on ships in my chat while you were talking.
So I'm assuming Z and Nick, and then C and Nick, and then Steven and Nick.
Yes.
Yep. Can you guess which one's which?
I could not pronounce those names.
What?
I'm gonna be honest.
Who do you think ships
You-
who?
You, Starship, Z, and Nick, and Mangie's for Steven and Nick.
Yes.
Okay. Am I right there, Mangie?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Al, what do you think of what I'm drawing so far?
Oh, let me look. Oh, it's really cool.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
like it.
Is it
Hold on.
supposed to be uni?
Yes.
Hold on.
Beautiful.
Oh, I can't see it then, huh?
I mean, you could.
You can see it.
Nobody's telling you can't.
I don't know. I thought you had like a video up.
No, it's my live stream because I'm live.
Oh! You were live streaming? Hold on.
Oh,
Hold up. Now, hold up.
oh my god, Val said Zeven.
Zeven!
Zeven! The ship,
Oh my god, yes, dude, fuck Nick. What were
the
we doing?
ship we didn't even
Talking
know we
about
needed.
Nick. Honestly.
Damn.
Zeven!
I love how you're only shipping Z and Nick.
Yep,
It's
fuck.
either one or the other.
Not anymore. It's just Zeven now. Oh fuck.
Where are you going to happen? There's more character development.
Oh, that'll be sad.
Then I'll decide that I don't like the character, I guess. That's what I do in all my other fanfictions.
Yep.
I love the drawing so far.
I wanted to combine your like curly hair plus your straight hairstyle to give you something cute, and you're reading to us, and we're gonna be little chibi versions sitting on you while
I
you're
love
reading.
that.
Cute. Oh my god. Adorable. Okay, I'm gonna put this stream in the background so I can keep looking at it every now and then.
Yay, I stopped the violence between Mangie and Al. You did a good job.
Alright, I'm going back to reading.
Go ahead.
Water? I need chapstick. Zeke grunts as he drags himself through the door of the unit's home. His body aches as he slips off his shoes and takes off his coat before heading over to the open kitchen. Mining is not all cracked up to be, he said as he grabs himself some food from the pot before sitting down beside Zeno. My whole body aches so bad I feel like I'm vibrating, he chuckles as a smile appears on his lips as the other two laugh. That's very concerning, Baxtero gasped as he tries to regain his breath. As tear pricks the corner of his eyes, do we need to send you off to Dr. Galipiti? Eno giggles as Zine quickly shakes his head as he chews quickly. No! She will do 1,000 tests before I am able to sleep, he yells. His voice raises in pitch before he laughs. He enjoys these moments, the moments as if everything was fine and life was normal. Heavy footsteps echo off the metal staircase, making everyone in the kitchen turn their head to see. Steven gives a sheepish smile as Nick trails behind him with a tiresome look. Is there any more left? Nick whispered as Eno nods. As her eyes soften. That needs fixing. Continue. There's plenty. How are you feeling? She asks as she watches Steven for a brief moment head over to the cabinet to get plates for Nick and him. Don't really want to talk about it, Nick replies as he sits by Baxtero, who pats his back. That's okay. Is Deary and Brita still asleep? He asks as he flips a page of his magazine. Yeah, where is everyone else? Steven replies before before asking as he sits down the plates in front of Nick and himself. Sonja and Erie went to work on the piping and vents. Unix is still at the medic center. Baxtero explains that he looks up to the window that was over the sink. The past week has been hard on Deadfall. People were falling ill due to the water.
Damn.
Sorry. Unix been buried in work to treat the people with only two other doctors that were less than experienced in the doctor field. But regardless, she stayed to help train and treat the ill, causing her to sleep in the small office on a couch, since it wasn't worth walking all the way home just for an hour or so of sleep. She deeply misses her unit and hopes the illness will go away soon before she falls ill with sickness. It was noon when Sonja and Yurik finally entered the home, shoulders slumped, faces looking defeated. As Baxtero turned to look over the couch before giving them a soft smile. I am assuming either you didn't find anything wrong, or you found so much wrong that even you two can't fix it, the man states as he turns down his radio and turns over the book he was reading. Found so much that it was impossible for us to try and fix, Sonja replies as he flops on the couch beside him, as Eric went off to the kitchen to get food and something safe to drink. The pipes are rusted to hell and back. The vents weren't turning on to help filter the water, and when Ira looked at the water source we were pulling water from, he noticed it was contaminated due to all the fish floating. Irritation dripped off her words as she draped an arm over her eyes. She was overwhelmed with it all and got upset when Heath didn't know what he would do. Is there anything you can do, or... Bacterio asks worriedly as he looks out the living room window, watching the sick drag themselves towards the medic center. Unless we find working vents, pipes, and fresh water? No, there is absolutely nothing we can do. Eric stressed on the word nothing as he sits down in the orange armchair to the left of the couch. Silence consumed them as worried thoughts reeled their minds as Tiro turns the radio back up. You want to talk?
I'm gonna give our characters little t-shirts that say,
Oh my god, like...
Zick and Neven.
Zick and Neven!
Zick and Neven! Oh my god!
Team Jacob,
how
Team
could I
Edward.
have been a fool?
What?
Team Jacob, Team Edward, Team Stevens, Team Steven, Team Z.
Yes!
And then also Team Zeven.
Yes!
And then Uni gets a t-shirt that says, shipping is for stupids.
Yes! Uni's just like sick of us. She's like, oh my god, we're barely in the story, and it's like, we're already shipping people.
That's what we do!
Yeah, we like that. We're weird.
It's called living life to its fullest. Okay.
Is there any more people you want to ship?
Not yet.
No, because I am pretty hell set on Neiman happening. But also I'm a little bit concerned that we are not giving Nick and Steven and Z the room to exist as a throuple? potential throuple?
Illegal!
So I guess we'll see. I don't know. It depends on how good their communication is. Like, if they all seem to get along together when they're talking to each other as, like, a community, then I ship them as a throuple. But if they can't seem to communicate within each other, then I'll just ship Z and Steven. Fuck Nick!
Val says all of them because fuck it.
Oh my god. Dude.
The whole
The
unit
biggest.
together?
Yeah, the whole unit. Every single one. They're all just hanging out, making out sometimes, feeling better, drinking lead water.
Drinking lead water, no.
Alright, I'm going to continue reading.
I love you.
We love you too.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
Look, it's my boy, guys. Say hi to Bastard real quick.
Hi, bastard. I
Hi,
love you.
Bastard.
Babe, say hi to Uni and Al real quick.
Hello, Uni and Alistair, real quick.
Hi.
I can't believe you just called Alistair. Also, from a long time ago, thank you for redeeming a treat and everything. Thank you. I love you.
You're welcome.
Smooches.
Smooches.
I don't know why I keep saying that, but I think it's.
Do you want to address your chat 2-star before I continue?
No, I'm good, except, Dragon also says, hi, bastard.
Dragon also says hi, Bastard.
Mangie's currently dying.
Yep. Fuck these kids, I wanna win.
Yeah, it strategically cut out Gibbo's boof boof.
Oh,
I know, very sad. I like pulled my headphones away from my ears, and then my dog went boof boof, and it didn't catch.
Odin makes the same boof boof noise.
Alright, we good?
Yes, we're good.
Alright.
Hold on, wait 1 second.
Okay, waiting.
Alright.
Al, do you like my picture of little Mangie and little Al? I have to fix yours,
Oh my
but
god, yes, I love it.
Oh, it's adorable.
So freaking cute.
look, Mangie looks so worried about, the people whose family just got blown up and now they're drinking lead water.
So dramatic. I love his little paws. That's my favorite thing. Okay, I'm back
His
to this.
little paws?
His little
Mangie?
paws. Yes.
Hims do a little concern.
I love when the paws are little together. Let me read this before I get distracted. If we don't do something, people will start to die. Brittina's voice filled with anger as she watches Heath rub his bald head as he sighs heavily. Unless you have equipment lying around here, then there isn't much we can do. His words were cold as if he didn't care. But the expression was heartbreaking. Heath didn't know what to do. He has no solution to this problem. The unit can explore the town. We can gather supplies. And we can find fresh water. Her voice grew louder in frustration as she watches the elder shake his head. I will not put your lives in danger, and at the same time we need all the hands we need right now. People are sick and that could take days. He yells as he watches Brittina start to get red in the face. People are sick because we're not doing anything. Will you really risk a few days that could save people to just keep extra hands? Do you really want to explain to your people that why they are dying is because you refuse to let us go find a solution to our problems? She screams as her hands ball up in fists. The silence was deafening as Heath just stared at her before turning away. The door to his office was the last thing he heard from Brittina's fury. A few days passed as everyone did their best they could but even they were getting worn down. Almost everyone in the living room trying to gather enough energy before they did anything that day. The front door slams open as heavy footsteps storm in. I am not waiting any longer. No one is getting better, and I will be damned before I let any more get ill or die on me. The anger was evident in Eunuch's voice as it filled the quiet room. So what are you gonna do? Nick asks. He rubs the side of his face to watch her head to the hallway under the stairs. I am gearing up to go find our solutions, she yells as the door to the storeroom most likely slammed open. Really, Z yells as a sudden jolt of energy rushes through him. As he heads to the storeroom, everyone else slowly trots behind him. We don't have permission to leave, Eunuch, Steery reminds as a heavy sigh follows after. But knowing full well the woman didn't care. What is he gonna do, shoot me? Eunuch snares as she packed her bag as some of the people in the group shared concerned expressions. She might, Nick states as he starts to pack his bag, but if he does, then he will have to shoot me too. A grin spreads across his face as the rest start to join them. Give me a second. I'm going to get some water.
I'm gonna cut in for a second because my friend is lurking, and they literally messaged me and said, wait, let me find it. They literally said, I ship myself with pizza. I'm listening to you while I drive. Yes.
Yo, stop texting and driving. What's up? Stop texting and driving. Yeah, I'm worried about your safety. I love you. I want you to live a long time. Stop texting and driving.
You hear that, Jay? Stop texting and driving.
Yeah, stop texting and driving, Jay.
But
what's wrong with you?
I also do ship you with pizza.
I ship you with pizza too. I hope you have a long-lasting relationship. And that would last longer if you stopped texting and driving. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Mangie's protective.
Because I love them.
You gotta live long for the pizza.
Fact.
Alright. We good?
Yep, we're good. Just had to put that
Any
out.
questions?
No. I'm...
Wait, I got a question. Have people died or for no? Just wondering. Like in
What?
this, in the rusty water situation. Have people died?
There is no confirmation.
Everybody's
Strange.
just...
Val's got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Val has a question. What's your question, Val? I got you. I don't really have any questions. That's not a question, Val, but hello. I'm just increasingly getting worried for everybody.
Literally, yeah. But you also gotta keep in mind, Al, this is the Fallout universe that they live in. It doesn't get better.
Fair.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, no,
As
you're
soon
right.
as you leave the safety of the vault, you're fucking screwed for like the majority of your life. So like, imagine like an intense hell scene every single episode. That's what I expect from this chapter by chapter.
I don't want to lose
Are-
Nick or Z or Steven.
Steven!
Steven.
What? How do you not know who Steven is?
Wait, what the fuck you mean who's Steven? Wait, who am I talking about? What? I feel gaslit right now.
I feel like there's a
You
Steven.
mean Steven?
I feel like there's
Steven?
Whatever. You know,
Did you just rename it?
I did, Steven. His
I
name is
heard.
Steven now.
I heard Steven too, so it's fine.
Okay, we're going back to reading.
Wait. Val has a legit.
Okay.
Val has a legit question. What?
Alright.
What monsters are there? Like, is this an actual Fallout existence? Because I know the answer to that question.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't make this story.
I know you haven't, but I don't know if you have inside information.
No, I told her to keep me as in the dark as possible.
Okay, and Val also says he also heard Steven.
It might be because I'm a speech impediment. I might be saying it wrong, but Steven.
Steven.
Oh.
Like without the T?
Yeah,
Like
with the V.
Yes, like a fancy 7.
Yeah.
Got it.
Siphon.
Yes. Got it.
I don't got it. It's Steven from for Mangie. Okay, guys. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm reading.
Got it.
I love you.
Love you too. Anger filled the air as Heath stood before Unit 10. Death Fall's gates wide open behind them. I told you all that you cannot go, he states as he watched them carefully. If you leave, if you pass those gates, then you cannot return. The faces of anger turn into shock and confusion. Are you insane? Are you doing this to help Deadfall? Sorry. We are doing this to help Deadfall. Z yells as Eric's hand wraps around his wrist. Are you really going to lock us out, turn us away, and when we are willing to go find supplies and fresh water? Disbelief fills Sonja's voice as she looks at the citizens behind Heath. We are doing this to save the sick and make sure everyone has fresh water, Sonia yells as tear pricks her eyes. How could someone do this? How could someone refuse help? Let's say you do find the supplies, the equipment, and water. But what if you bring back a sickness? What if we get attacked and you weren't here to help protect us? What if you start getting second thoughts? Samir asked as his eyes hardened. He wasn't going to move from this hill. That's it? What ifs? If what ifs are what is keeping us from saving the settlement, then you are the one that is keeping them from being helped. Inyo's voice speaks up. Inyo speaks up. She almost couldn't believe what she was hearing. What if is what has been keeping my settlement protected? Heath fires back, anger consuming him as he takes a step back. Leave and you cannot return, or you can stay and help those are your choices. The elderly man states as he watches the group carefully. They were wild cards, so he didn't know what to expect. Then I am leaving. I refuse to stand by and watch people die when I know how to help. Unix states as she walks away. Steri and Sonja nods as they quickly follow. I hope you survive this. I hope someone comes along and save the settlement, Z says as he turns to follow Nick, Steven, and Eric out. I am sorry, but we're not waiting any longer to just watch Deadfall.
Ball dead. Ha! He said the thing!
He scared me, Mangie.
Can we talk because I have something to say.
Yes, I love you.
Let me get this message patch out. It's too loud.
Okay.
Okay, it's passed.
Alright. But I kind of agree with Mr. Grumpy Kills, because what if they did bring a sickness back?
He should have thought of that when he fucking opened up the fucking. He was like, "Oh my god, these are like my creepy like what is it called? What's it called when you're a fan of somebody but to an obsessive extent? Parasocial. These are like my parasocial grandchildren." And then he's also like, "But don't accept anybody but if you leave into the area that you came from and into the grounds that you came from, you might be sicky sometimes, so fucking kill yourself." And it's like, Grandpa, chill. We just wanna fix it. Chill, Grandpa. Yeah, no one asked you. Chill out.
I mean, yeah, fair. Fair, yeah. Like, what else are they supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or die. And he's essentially going, die. If you leave and you prevent us all from getting lead poisoning and dying, I'll never forgive you. I won't do it. I'll never forgive you.
Save us, but die from an illness.
Yeah, save us, but not for reals this time. No take, only throw.
Alright,
my
I'm
God.
gonna... We only have like a few paragraphs left, so I won't finish off the story.
Wait, of the whole thing?
For the chapter 2.
Okay, okay. I was like, what in the fuck? How are you gonna do that to me?
And then we only have chapter 3, right?
Yeah, she's still working on chapter 4.
Fuck.
I'm already burned. Like, I'm already burnt. I know that I'm not gonna get enough. I'm already eating it up. Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna restart the sentence now.
Okay, sorry.
I am sorry, but we're not waiting any longer to just watch Deadfall fall. I hope you come to your senses, and I hope someone saves you. Ino sighs as she turns against Bettina and follows behind Bactero out into the ruined town. Their hearts were still heavy with emotions from what happened weeks ago. They heard through the radio that Deadfall succumbed to the illness, and there were only a few survivors left there. Regardless, Unit 10 did not return to save anyone in Deadfall. They powered through the wastelands, ruins, and a few lesser settlements. They were looking for a place to call their own, to build up from nothing. What about here? Bactero's voice carries in the wind as he turns to the group from the hill he was standing on. The group looking at each other confused. Before joining Bactero's on the hill, I think it's perfect. Z's voice speaks up with a grin on his face as he turns to the group. It's great. The houses don't look so bad. Hell, they look almost fixable. We can build a wall, and there is enough land for farming. A river not too far off for fresh water, Sandra points. As she grins at the area she was talking about. They found it. A place to call their own. A place to call home. They called it 22. They knew it was a strange name for a settlement. But the name held so many memories of their old home, and currently they couldn't find a better name. Nick, Sonja, and Eric worked on pipes, vents, heating, cooling, lights, and anything else that dealt with engineering. Z and Steven worked on gathering materials from a nearby mine and abandoned scrapyards, using them to build the wall and fix up the few houses.
Seaman.
Bacteria.
It's my OTP. They're finally touching hands. Smiling face.
I can imagine you drawing fan art now. Bactero and Bettina started work for the farmlands, and then after a makeshift barn was built, they also gathered animals that were useful. Inyo, Steri, and Unix started to stockpile what they could find in nearby ruins of cities and towns. It was a slow process. It was a tiring process. But after months passed, they were finally getting a foothold in this wasteland of a world. They were finally feeling able to breathe, feel alive again. They knew they had much more to go, but for now, they were proud. End of chapter 2, not waiting any longer.
Okay, also, my friend...
Well, I guess that makes sense. You remember how I was talking shit at the beginning of the fucking thing? I was like, what you mean not fucking doing anything any longer? My bad.
Yeah. But, my friend Jay also says that it's, voice to text, so they're not texting while driving.
I don't believe you. Distracted, you have to press the button once. Evil! Stop texting while driving!
All it takes is one button.
Doesn't matter. I don't believe it. I want you and your love affair with pizza to last a really fucking long time, okay? Just let me look out for you, buddy. Stop texting while driving. No, it's not worth it. I don't care about your arguments. I'm not listening to you from now on.
Fuck. Okay, let's get chapter 3. And then I kinda wanna see if we can find something else to read because I'm just invested with Uni reading me things now.
Any questions so far? Any shipping?
Any shipping?
I have comments,
Okay.
right? So they leave Deathfall, right? It fucking dies. It dies and it falls. Ironically. Totally wasn't expecting that. Babe, I got a question. Why'd you bring me up ice and no tea? Oh, okay. Thank you, though.
Because you need water.
I was like, why the empty cup? I'll take some water. You're right. But they should have so I would have wanted to see Deathfall perhaps revisited and have them be like, oh, well, we weren't welcome. But it looks like they still need help, and having to ignore people's requests in order to provide aid against better judgment, I guess.
Well, to be fair, we don't know if they're gonna go back in the future.
But that's but I just feel like you could have left the fall of Deathfall a little bit more ambiguous than a confirmation on radio.
Yeah, she's still learning writer, so.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm just
No, I'm saying this is helpful because she's going to rewatch the stream because she'll not be able to watch it now and take that input.
Wicked, we're helping.
Me can't read me as a writer.
Well, I mean, you are a writer. It's just you struggle sometimes, which is fair.
All right. Do you have any more ships?
I'm pretty sure that my OTP is coming true right now, and it will come true in this chapter. I can feel it.
Nope.
Yep.
he says no.
Zeven.
You said yes.
Zeven for real. I feel it in my bones.
Do you want a prediction poll?
No.
No.
No, because then I'll feel like a failure if I do it wrong. And I'll feel like I let people down.
I can't do it.
All on the line with his points. Alright. Does chat have any questions or comments or
Yeah.
suggestions?
Val, do you have any questions? Because I know you're intently listening. Amongst the other lurkers.
I love the drawing so far. Mangie.
I know, it's so cute!
Oh, Star crying!
But yeah, that's just Star's makeup, though. That's the simplified version of Star's makeup.
I thought he was crying. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, just adding some, like, tear ducts. Well, I mean, to be fair, even if... Could you blame him? Because this story's got a lot of fucking death. Like, I just listened to a colony of people die.
No questions on my end.
Okay, is there... Actually, here's a good question. Is there any characters you dislike or like the most?
Dislike Peepaw.
Well, Peepaw's probably fucking dead now.
I can still dislike him.
We
because
don't
he's
know.
dead. Fair enough. I am very tempted to read what Jay and I have been writing, but I'm definitely gonna have to get like confirmation of whether that's okay or not, because this is very reminiscent of what Jay and I kind of write together, and I'm just like, yes, I need to share.
You write with people other than Lita, and you haven't even tried to write with. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you.
Well, that's
I'm gonna fight you.
that's not just me. That's also Lita. Don't blame me.
I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I'm crying. I'm weeping. I'll never be the same.
Damn, I'm so sorry, Mangus.
It's fine.
We do need to work on that though.
We should do a Harry Potter roleplay.
We are survivors. Chapter 3. Chapter 3, changing
Oh
routines.
god, it's the last chapter.
No.
Or now. Doesn't mean it's the end of the story. It just means we can't continue more. She will have more out later next week, so we can do this again.
This will be a weekly thing. I can't. Oh my god, this is so cool.
I know.
Maybe we can make it. You know how it goes.
The fuck? Okay.
Okay. You agree. You don't even understand, but you get it. You get it.
Oh god.
Water?
Do you mean like a podcast moment? Like we just continuously read this?
Yeah, this would be sick.
That's what you were trying to say. I knew what you were trying to say. It's just like it didn't come out that way.
Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel very understood.
Alright.
But to
You
be
ready?
fair, I'd be a little bit more concerned if you didn't understand me, considering you're like, I guess, my carbon copy on the internet.
Literally.
Now I'm ready.
Same.
Element 22 grew over several months, gaining a positive reputation across the wasteland and maybe further beyond.
What was
Radio-
the chapter title?
Changing routine.
Sick. Okay.
Radio stations talk. That needs changing. I remember that. Radio stations talk about the settlement at least once a week, and soon Settlement 22 had built a radio station themselves. This helped to communicate with their people, other settlements, and wanderers. Settlement 22 expanded, making more room for people that wish to stay, or even work. Unit 10 remembers the first night when a family of 3 asked to stay, asking if they could be there forever with them. They cried that night, and mixed between happy tears and sadness. Happiness that they finally had enough status for people to want to live there, but sadness when Unit 10 remembers settlement deadfall and how they wished saying, "What has gotten you so gloomy, Z?" Z looks over his shoulder to see eunuchs in the doorway that access to the rooftop. It didn't work out. Eli and I didn't work out, Z whispers, just loud enough for eunuchs to hear him. Soon she was beside him, leaning back on her elbows, watching the night sky above along with him. Is this the breakup or the we fought but tomorrow we'll be fine breakup? The asking voice was a little harsh, but concern was evident even with it. The breakup, he whispers as he lays down, placing his arms behind his head. I gave up. I couldn't keep standing beside them when they kept flirting with every guy they see. I was too tired bringing it up again and fight. I gave up. His voice grew small near the end, strain building up in his throat as he tried not to cry. It wasn't that he believed he shouldn't cry. It was because he was too tired of crying today.
Oh. Who did this to you? Fuck that bitch!
Do we need to stop and talk?
Fuck that bitch! What the fuck?
Baby!
Who did? I don't even know who this character is, but fucking who did this to you?
See? Poor baby!
No! See, this is why you should reject women.
I fucking
You get
didn't
it,
say they were
Steven?
male or female.
Oh, I thought that you said she.
I said they and them.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You might have heard she because Unix is there and she's a she.
You're a
Oh.
Because Unix is you, correct?
Yes, but currently in this story I'm a she, in another story I'm a him, in another story I'm a they them.
Oh. Intriguing.
Alright. Are we good?
Yes.
Any comments?
Hold on. Fuck this bitch. How dare you flirt with everybody and make my boy Z argue with you to the point of tears. To the point of exhausted, tearless tears. I fucking hate you.
Did we find someone new to hate?
I think so.
Yeah, whoever fucking did this to my boy Z.
Fuck you.
Alien.
Who?
Alien.
Fuck you,
Alien.
Alien.
Who the fuck is Alien? Yo, I haven't heard from this person at all. They are out of the group. I've fucking outed them. They're leaving now.
That's how it's spelt. So you know it's in your chat.
I would fucking kill them.
Evil.
No, I wouldn't.
Does
That would
chat
be-
have anything to say?
Val says, I ship Al, Mangie, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We would treat them better.
We would.
Crossover.
The throuple you
All right.
never knew you needed.
I love how it's so focused on Z, the most loved character. Oh, it is going to hurt when this person dies.
Josh!
Guys, when they die.
Don't!
When they die. You literally say when, not if. I don't understand.
I know in this chapter they do not die.
I'm heartbroken. How do you know in the next chapter they die?
I don't. I just know in this chapter alone they do not die.
I think Uni is just, taking a guess. Because I also feel like we shouldn't get attached to these characters because it's a wasteland, like, they're not, like, you know what I mean? But I
you're
want to
supposed to
love
get
these
attached.
people. Yeah, exactly. I get
And you
attached
got so
regardless.
attached to Z
I
so
know,
fast.
I know.
Like, fuck the other character Z.
It's me with Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. Like, I got so attached he was only on screen for 29 minutes.
Yeah, usually the character that looks like they're gonna have a happy ending doesn't have a happy ending.
Is there any other character you like besides Z? I'm going to assume no.
I mean, we like Seven, but other than that... Which I want them together now because now I feel so bad for Z.
Alright,
You know-
I'm going to
It's been so long since I held a book. I'm not even sure how you hold books.
Same.
That's roughly this.
I tend to go for paperback because I don't like hardcover. It makes my hands feel weird.
The way you're drawing it seems accurate.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
That's
I
your
read it on
hand.
my phone. Love it. Alright, let's continue.
Damn.
Unix turned to her left to look at Z. Her usual frown is deeper as she watches him for a few seconds. It was their fault. They were too damn happy about the fact that you stopped bringing it up. They were consumed by that. They thought you were finally okay with the problem. She starts as Z closes his eyes. They were so blinded by that. They didn't even notice that you stopped fighting for that relationship. That you built up a wall to the point of no return. A wall that you didn't want to happen, but it protected you from them. Unix sat up after Z did. Z's wavy hair covered his face, but tears that hit his pants showed he was crying. You did so well. You did so well, Unix whispered over and over again as Z leans against her shoulder, her left arm wrapped around his back as he hugs himself.
Baby, what is happening? Let him go. Stop doing this. Make him sad. Not make him sad. Stop making him sad. He's breaking my heart. My heart is broken.
Okay, I will continue.
Yes.
The two stand on the rooftop for another hour before finally getting enough energy to walk down the stairwell to home. Z knew a broken heart can't heal overnight, but it was nice to be reassured that what happened was not his fault. That he did everything he could. No, broken hearts do not heal overnight, but reassurance that does help the insecurities along the way to heal. Z was grateful for the friends he grew up with, and still have to this day. Sometimes he wonders what would happen to him if he didn't have them. Z heads upstairs to his room as Eunice heads to the living room. The dark brunette smiles softly as she grabs the blanket off the back of the couch before laying it across Eno's sleeping form. You're going to have a stiff neck tomorrow, but that is your problem. The Bucky woman whispers as she walks down the hallway through
Damn,
the stairs.
savage.
She heads to her room for the night. Tired is finally being acknowledged as she sits at the edge of her bed, kicking off her boots before lazily crawling into bed, too tired to remove her clothes as she falls asleep. Alright, this is page 3. Do we want to talk?
I just feel so bad for Z.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Baby. Sad.
Any comments? Anything from chat or any?
Other than, well, yeah, Val, do you have anything to add? Because I know you're listening. I feel so bad for Z.
That's why Mangie's actually frowning in this picture.
Damn.
The real reason.
I feel it. I feel it.
I'm gonna wait for a few more seconds before starting to read.
Val,
I love Z.
Val says Z didn't deserve to be sad. Justice for
Well,
me.
apparently.
Like Z to Z.
Justice for Z.
It's a set name now. Alright.
Hey,
You
our
say?
names sound kind of cute together.
Who?
You'll never know.
The fuck?
I don't even
can't-
know anymore. I just heard names sound cute together and that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get any more context.
Damn.
To say Baxter was nervous was an understatement, even though Sanja was coming with him along with the 2 learning workers. The group needed to collect certain items from a train yard that was an hour away. Nothing too unnerving about it. The unnerving part was the wind. The wind was unpredictable today. Baxter's gut told him to stay home. He would have listened if they didn't need these items today, but unfortunately the windmills he is making needs it, and so do the machines the engineers are making. Sunja pats Bacteria's right shoulder with a smile. It's gonna be fine, since there are 4 of us. It will only take 2 hours and a half. She states as she adjusts her backpack. Are you sure we can't bring a medic just in case? The builder asks again as he watches the other 2 get ready. We don't need a medic. We need you to know what to get for our build, Sonja states as she signals for the workers to follow and head out the gate. She wished she listened. She wished she brought a medic. She wished they just waited for tomorrow. The winds were unpredictable, but she never knew they were going to get so strong. She doesn't understand how they could get that strong enough to overturn a train cart on its side, strong enough to carry heavy items several feet from the original spots. The small team entered the train yard. They split up to decrease the scavenging time. It was around 10 minutes when the wind picked up, drastically. Sonja counted herself lucky that she was inside the station when the wind started to cause absolute chaos. It felt like hours, even when it finally stopped, but when it did, she could hear yelling and screams of pain. Sonja raced up the steps, scanning the area of the train yard. Train carts were overturned, scrap sheets were everywhere, and the warehouse was crumbled to the ground. Sonja! Sonja! One of the workers shouted her name as they run over. It's Bakshior. He is stuck and Hanron is trying to find something to get him out, Tenza says as she pulls the taller woman towards the overturned train cart. There he was, right arm stuck underneath as he pushed on the roof of the train cart, even though it wouldn't do nothing. She wishes she brought eunuchs. She wishes she brought some medic with them. She wished she listened to him. Do we want a moment to talk, or do you want me to continue reading?
Dude, is this guy gonna get Final Destination right now? Is this guy gonna die now? If this is the same guy that was like, yo, should we bring a medic? And she was like, no, shut the fuck up, don't ever talk to me again, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy was like, yo, I think that we might need a medic, and she was like, no, and now he's the one that's suffering? He should have been the one that's not suffering! It should have been her!
Yeah.
Sorry,
should've
my bad.
been her.
He was also the one in chapter 2 that didn't speak when when Enyo was at the table.
Damn. This is some bullshit.
Ugh.
Anyone else?
No, I think that's it. I think that's all the comments for now.
Alright, continuing.
Thank you.
Bakshir's eyes locked with Sonja. Help me! Please do something, he cries out as he feels like his arm is burning. I found a handsaw! Hanya.
Me immediately, my answer to everything. I found a handsaw! And we're not even gonna try! We got like 10 people, we can't even bother to lift this. Handsaw!
Oh.
It's time for it to go!
There's only 4 people there.
I mean, still, they're not even trying.
They're not like trying to lever it or anything. They're like,
know how heavy a train cart is?
No.
dude, do you know how heavy the stones of Stonehenge are? But people fucking move those for fun. With rudimentary tools, I'm sure they can figure it out. One of them's a fucking
I think a
engineer.
train cart is a lot heavier than some stones.
Actually, it depends. Is it like an empty train cart or like a full train cart? And is it made
We
of
don't
steel?
know. It could be full.
Alright, hold on, let me Google the- I'm sorry, I've gotta do the math of this. I'm dumb like that. How
No, you're not
much
dumb. I think it's beautiful.
do train cart weigh?
Wait.
How much does it- okay, 63 to 67 tons. Okay. How heavy were the granite stones from Stonehenge? 25 tons! But they moved a metric fucking shit ton of them! And to be fair, they had lots more people, but come on, there's like a lever system, math, just fucking, one of them's a literal engineer, shout out.
I mean, yeah, I kind of see your point when you mention the engineer. Like, I don't know.
There's 2 engineers. One is stuck though.
There's 2 engineers! One of them is the one under the so they have the engineer with them.
Yeah.
Hi, Dougie!
I mean, like, they could still get the.
To be fair though, I'm sure he's not thinking correctly because he's currently under a fucking, if he's not delusional or in shock. But also, he was smart enough to think ahead and be like, oh, we should bring
a
a fucking medic. And she was like, nah, that's stupid. Don't ever speak again, Harold. And he's just dying now.
I mean, yeah, I kind of see that point. Also, hi, Dougie. We're reading a story. We're on the 3rd chapter, so you might want to watch the VOD back.
It's
Here,
interesting. We're gonna do it more than once.
Yes, we're gonna have
Yes.
multiple episodes of this.
Lita's
think
gonna be
we're gonna
so
have-
excited
We're going to
when
have
she
like 3
hears that
chapters.
she's gonna hear the other one.
She's going to try to put out at least 3 chapters each week, so we might have 3 chapters each time.
Yes.
No! Sorry, I just did like the NCIS scream.
No pressure to them, but oh, I'd be so happy.
Hey, didn't they make this fanfic from something?
Yeah, Plague Pals. They were in the conversation with Plague Pal, and Plague Pals they were playing a 7 Days to Die. and they were just shooting ideas, playing around, role playing, and she was like, "Oh, this would be a great story. Can I make it?" And they said, "Yeah, you have full permission. We'll love it. We'll read it," and she made it.
Aww.
Wicked.
I gave you a slightly curly tail. Last note.
Adorable.
All right.
Continue, please.
Yeah, I'm going to continue.
Thank you.
I will bully you if I want to. This is my chat.
I found a handsaw. Haran announces as he jogs up to them. Horror sets in Sonja's stomach as the thought of anyone having to cut her best friend's arm off. People here either have very little knowledge of medical emergencies or none at all.
Well, you know, Sonia, that would be a different fucking problem if you would have just literally, you know, invited a fucking medic along and just gave him the extra water that it would have needed, you know. You wanna
Yeah.
fight, Sonia? 1v1 me, Sonia. Let's go.
I mean,
I'm gonna fuck her up.
I kind of agree with Mangus. Like, he was literally like, let's bring a medic! No!
He was like, no! That's stupid! Don't ever talk to me again! And then she's just like, no, my bestie's gonna lose his arm now! Because I didn't bring a medic! Oh no!
So sad. Whatever could have prevented this?
If only there were a way to fathom the unfathomable. Oh, okay. There's an engineer stuck underneath a fucking train because of the wind that knocked over the fucking train. And the homie's pinned under there, and the homie said, listen, we should bring a medic. And the leader's like, nah. And then they just didn't, and so now he needs a medic, but they don't have one. Because nobody ever listens to this guy. So he's crying. And so is Sonia, because she's like, oh no, arm gone, sad face.
My bestie!
But she's literally it! She's the reason! It could have been, we could have avoided this if it had it not been for you!
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Oh, you just going to get hate for the rest of the story?
That's the best way to explain that, though. Like, you did such a great job, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to continue.
Go ahead.
Or not at all. She knew enough that if they did try and cut off the limb, it would roughly take an hour, or at least what she remembers when Unix said it once at a dinner table. We need to prepare to move him when we finish. So we need something to carry bacterial back to the settlement. Sonja states as she finally pries her eyes away from her dear friend. We also need something to stop the bleeding, Tin quickly adds as she looks at Sonja. Okay, Tin, find something to stop the bleeding or anything else you may need. Haran, whatever his fucking name is, come with me to find something to carry back. The nervousness in Sonja's voice was obvious as they headed off to look for something or anything to help their situation. They found a wheelbarrow, but they couldn't find any cloths or any kind for the bleeding part. Hanran gave up his shirt, but Tin said it wouldn't be enough. Regardless, Sonja told her to try. Hanyo leaned down beside Bactria. He was nervous. He was about to cut this man's arm off. A member of Unit 10, a leader of Settlement 22, and a best friend to many people. If this goes wrong, would they blame him?
Yes.
Haran felt a hand on his upper arm. Deep breath, kid, and don't stop even when I start screaming. Bacteria whispers as he tries to ready himself for the pain. I'm going to read this one paragraph and then we can have a talk break. 10. Go back to the settlement and retrieve Unix. If anyone else says that Unix can't go, tell them I requested her. Sonja ordered her voice filled with determination as she rethought the situation. What? Why? Hanya and Ten's voice mixed together as the fusion fills the air. We should hold off as long as possible, and if a medic can get here after we sever his limb, they could do something. Mostly because something will go wrong, she states as she sits down beside his bacterial. Good thinking, the words left the injured man as he watches. Tin nod before running off. Okay, talk break. I need water.
Oh my god.
Right, first of all, I'm still pissed for this guy that he literally, like, this is such a situation that would literally happen to me. I would be like, y'all, do you think we should, like, grab some band-aids? And then I'm the one that always gets cut when everyone says no.
Yes.
So I fucking get it. I'm peeved for this man. I am peeved. I'm burnt for him. Because I know that he also was like, I can't do anything. Like, I don't want to, like, show weakness in the leadership of our little faction. So I'm just gonna be, like, quiet about the fact that I literally told you so.
Yeah, no, I would be like, I fucking said we should have brought a medic.
Yeah,
Now look at me.
Yeah, everybody would have been in like the gas station or whatever, and then you would have heard whoosh, whoosh, crash. I fucking said this would happen. I fucking told you. I told you. I knew this was. Fuck you guys on it. No, I'm mad. That would have been fucking me. I would have been burnt.
I'm fucking pissed off through the whole thing.
I wouldn't be shocked if you wanted to leave the group after this. I would. Fuck you guys.
You guys, dude. Guys. Seriously.
Or just
like,
stop. Or just stop talking to Sonja.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like, how are you gonna be... Wait, isn't she the leader?
No, Inyo is the leader.
Well, she's a temporary leader in this little, like, outing, right?
Yeah.
Well, she should never be the temporary leader again, considering the fact that she's literally getting one of, apparently, the most beloved characters in the group, aside from Z. Yeah, his fucking arm is getting cut off currently because of her, and her negligence, so I don't exactly...
Beloved?
Well, I mean, everybody's saying that he's, like... They're like, oh man, dude, like, I'm gonna have to cut this man's arm off. This man, you know, my best buddy in the whole wide world, the man who delivered my children, the man who married me to my wife, the man who I stole my first kiss, my first love. I'm gonna have to cut off his fucking arm. And I'm like, what is everybody's, like, attachment to this dude? Like, I get it, he's like, he lives with them or whatever, but then they're just like, my best buddy in the whole wide world, and I can't believe I'm doing this to him. This is a personal offense. If I fail, I might kill myself. I'm heartbroken.
Best friend of Minnie. He
Yeah,
doesn't think it's
exactly.
his best friend.
Yeah, but it's best friend of many, and he's afraid to, like, get this guy dead.
Well, think about it. He's in a group of Unit 10. Pretty much Unit 10 is a family now. So, if he fucks up, he's thinking, oh fuck, I might be, like, kicked out of the settlement.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I think
The
it's kind of
only
funny how they
shelter.
also don't trust each other. Like the fucking bacteria over here is just like, yo, I think we might need a Doctorino on this trip, bro. And they're like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. Stop fucking talking.
Well,
And then-
let's think about it like this. It's pretty much normal weather besides the unpredictable wind. They weren't going to know the wind's going to get this fucking strong.
They did know the wind was gonna be unpredictable because they were talking about the wind being unpredictable. Yeah,
Unpredictable.
exactly.
So they think like maybe a breeze there, or maybe some like strongish wind there, like a normal wind, but not like tornado wind. It's going to be prepared for like tornado wind or hurricane wind.
Well, they knew. I'm not gonna take that as an excuse. They knew about the wind. And homie was like, what about potentially just, you know, going out of our way to protect ourselves? And they're like, no, that's stupid. Why would we ever do that?
Yeah, they're like, fuck
Because
you.
her thought process is like, oh, you know, we're just going to go there, grab something, then go back, we're fine.
Yeah.
And nothing was fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, they should know that by now. They're literally living in Fallout.
Well, in this world, they're not prepared for it. They
Fair
heard stories about it, you know?
Very sheltered babies.
Literally.
Yes. Alright, does your chat have anything to say? Do anyone have any questions or comments?
Dougie said, please don't bully me like 100 years ago, and I told him that I would, but I said that in the most affectionate way I could. Because I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna bully you if I want to, and then I realized that that looked really, really aggressive, and that's not what I was intending.
You did. Any
And
comments? Any questions, anyone? Speak now,
I've got
hold your peace.
I've got a comment.
Okay.
Fuck this leadership, bro. They need to trust each other. They need to have, like, trust exercises. Do a few trust falls. Chill out. Fucking relax a little bit. And stop yelling at people for wanting medical attention.
Yeah, damn.
Damn.
Just wanted to keep everybody safe. And it's like, nah, we're good. Proceeds to
We're good, and also fuck you for asking.
Yes.
To read now.
Of course.
Metal echoes through the medical center, causing a certain dark brunette to swivel around with a glare as she looks at the culprit, but the glare did not stay long as she recognized the person that went with her two beloved friends. What happened? Unix demands as Tin rushes over to her. Birexor has trapped in a train cart. Tin didn't mean to yell, but she was scared that she took too long. What do you mean? All of him or some of him? Unix demands as she paused.
Fair question.
Unix is like, is he in one piece? Has he been decapitated?
I might have an answer. What's the question?
I mean, it's a fair question. Like, you kind of need to know what you're going into.
Oh.
It's a definitely fair question. I will agree with that. It's just hilarious that she's just like, alright, parts of him, or what are we talking, like 50%, or like... She's like, pry him out. What's he doing under there? Why'd he do that for? Lazy bones, get up.
Continue. When you can get your breath.
Oh my god. 100% of him wrong.
Could you not be upstairs, please, dog? That's not supposed to be up here.
Yeah, dog, that's not supposed to be up there. What are you doing?
Fucking probably Dobby looking ass. Go away.
Alright.
You got this.
What do you mean? All of him or some of him? Unix demands as she pulls the younger girl behind her as she heads to a medical storage. His right arm is underneath, caught between the stone and the train cart. Haran is ready to call his arm off in about half an hour. Tin stumbles over her words as she speaks quickly. A heavy sign leaves the doctor as she quickly packs back. Is the blade serrated? Unix asks as she looks at her tools. What? Confusion filled Tin as Unix turned to her with two tools. A blade with tiny teeth and one with none. The one with teeth is the one he's using. Tin points out before Unix put a scalpel and a medical saw in. Why did you ask? Nervousness fills Tin as she asks. Dull, rusty, serrated blades cannot cut through human bone. No matter how hard you try, Unix explains. Yes, if it's sharp, it can, but the more it goes, the more dull it gets, meaning you have to stop quite a lot to sharpen it to continue. That made the pit in Tin's stomach grow as she follows Unix out of the settlement.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, I forget their names. Val is asking, who was the dumbass who said, no doctor?
Sanja.
Sonya, yeah. Also, hi Major Kicks, thank you for the mental health check, I'm good. Thank you for the posture check. Thank you for the hydrate. Major Kicks also is asking how we all are. I am okay, besides the fact I need to go to the dentist Monday. I may cry.
Okay.
I am here reading a story. I'm very dry mouthed right now.
Well, you can
I'm
fix that.
drawing.
Uni,
Yes, I need to go check.
I mean, Mangie is drawing Uni, Mangie, and I, while Uni is reading us a story. Literally.
Clearly.
Very true.
Dentist for cavity? No. I had a cap on my front tooth because it grew in misshapen because I have cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy and teeth do not mix well. And the cap fell off yesterday, I think. I don't remember. Days don't matter to me.
They all flood together.
Yeah, so, Monday I have to go to the dentist to get a new cap. Hopefully, because, I am not confident. I am afraid that I will be injured, and I am afraid that it will be a multi-trip process, and I'm not ready for that.
Don't borrow trouble. You're just gonna make it harder for yourself.
I mean, I just, like, my cap's fallen off like 3 times in my life, and they're talking about doing something that I've never had done before, so the unknown is scary and I don't like it.
Me. Me too. I get that. But it's okay.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Alright. Ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Alright. Tears cover Eunuch's shoulder as she holds Sunja. Guilt fills her as she watches Tin pull a sheet out of her bag, and covers Bixier's body that laid in the wheelbarrow.
What? Fucking what? First of all, you should feel guilty. Second of all, what?
They killed him! He killed him! He's dead now! Oh my fucking god!
Only 2
Oh my
sentences.
god! No!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I fucking hate, dude, this character, like, she's like, oh man, I'm so sad, you know, and girl, yeah, you should be sad, what the fuck?
Yeah, you should feel guilty, you bitch.
You killed him! He literally was like, what if we don't die? And you were like, nope, I've already written your story, sir.
Oh,
I'm burned, I'm sad.
damn. Sorry, oof.
And we both had to stop Uni from reading any further because we both had such a visceral reaction.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, the sweet baby did not deserve that.
He didn't even deserve that. What was it? How can you punish him for wanting a doctor? He was like, let's be safe, and then they were like, no. And then he's the one that died. Why is he the one that died?
Damn.
Fucking bacteria, man. I'll fucking miss you, bacteria. I'm heartbroken. I don't think I'll ever be the same. I'll never financially recover from this.
Chapter 3, we're already causing trauma.
I'm fucking traumatized, yeah.
First I was sad for the sister in the first chapter, and now it's freaking.
And then it was Z who had like a fucking full-blown like weep sesh over his fucking partner, I guess.
This is a roller coaster.
Oh, and also Deadfall in the same first fucking chapter.
Oh yeah. No, that was second chapter.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is the third chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, so Z's thing happened at the end of the second chapter?
Yes.
No, it happened at the beginning of the 3rd chapter.
What the fuck? Where have I been?
Where am I? This is so intense. This roller coaster is so twisty turny, I'm lost. They fucking killed him. I can't believe they killed my man. He was like, let's be healthy, and they shot him in the face. What the fuck? Like, damn!
Oh my
I'm heartbroken.
I love that analogy.
I know! The doctor said they'd be fine, and then she said, oh look, someone died! That's messed
The
up.
engineer said they'll be fine. The doctor wasn't there.
Did she not make it? Like, what the hell?
She was
Let me
like,
breathe,
nah.
Oh, true, sorry.
Sorry, we're here, we're paying attention. We love you.
Okay, I'm going to start beginning of this paragraph.
Sorry.
And we'll get there.
Oh, God, okay. I'm not
Tears
crying.
covered.
I'm sorry, Uni, I love you. Uni's weeping, no!
Tears cover Eunuch's shoulder as she holds Sonja. Guilt fills her as she watches Tin pull a sheet out of her back and covers Baxter's body that laid in the wheelbarrow. Hanya was still holding the rusty handsaw that he stood with a broken look as Teen walked over. Carefully, the young girl pulled the tool out of his grip before placing it on the train cart beside them. Eunuch knew that Harun will be haunted by this. Will feel unbelievable amounts of guilt for what he did, even after being assured he only did it to try and save Baxter.
Sorry, is that the end of the paragraph?
Yes.
Why you feel guilty, buddy? You were just trying to help. Don't feel guilty, bacteria.
I would also like to state that I actually started crying.
No!
Oh, the baby, he didn't deserve it.
He literally didn't deserve it.
The baby. Val says this is the reason why Z should be the leader. I agree.
I agree.
Or at least co-leader. For like trips like these when the other one's not there. 'Cause fuck. Okay, sorry, Uni.
Yeah, we're ready. No more questions. No more.
I believe so.
All right. Silence grew in Settlement 22 as eunuchs pushed the wheelbarrow towards the cemetery. All eyes were on her as people came to realize the settlement lost someone important. Eunuchs, who is it? The shaky voice belonged to Eno, the leader of Unit 10. Eunuchs, who is it? This time she demanded as she watched the doctor set the wheelbarrow down. Bax, the doctor replies as he turns to the unit. How? Steven gasps out as he watches Bettina rush past her to pull down the sheet. Blood loss. He got trapped under a train cart and one of the workers tried to cut off his arm to save him. She explains before walking off to get a gravedigger. Her mind was on overdrive. Too worked up to seriously process what has happened. Z was in the same boat, overwhelmed by everything. 2 weeks has passed since Baxter burial. 1 week since the funeral, and a day since they announced on the radio about his passing. People in Settlement 22 mourned and tried to help the leaders through this tough time, but most threw themselves into work or hide away in the house. They never thought losing Bax would hurt more than losing Vault 22, but it did. And it was not letting up anytime soon. Weeks to come, the people of Unit 10 wore black and hardly talked to anyone. It will be around the time when fall starts settling into winter when Unit 10 slowly stops wearing black and starts socializing again. Doesn't mean the pain is gone, but the pain is bearable now. They still cry when talking about memories of him. They still stop in the doorway of his room. They still sometimes call out his name to only remember he's no longer there. Back's chair is still at the dinner table. His favorite coffee mug still rests on the windowsill behind the sink. His favorite magazine rests on the low table in the living room. And the radio stays on his favorite station. Stephen will make a plate for him before placing off to the side when he remembers he's no longer there. Eno and Steri bring back old magazines from their scavenging hunt before placing them in the bookshelf. Z makes Back's coffee before pouring it down the drain when he remembers he isn't there to drink it. Sonja and Nick will visit his workshop to bring food before walking home in silence. Eric will walk to his room to call him down for dinner before leaning against the doorway as he remembers. Britannia will be in the middle of making his favorite snack before sitting down in the kitchen in tears, remembering he is not there. Enoch still sits on the rooftop of the medical center to watch the stars like she used to with him. Moving on is hard, but changing your routine is harder. Growing used to them, no longer being there when they were for years, feels almost impossible, but is doable. Change doesn't happen overnight. Change happens over large amounts of time. Even then, you could slip, fall into a familiar routine before realizing you can't do that routine anymore. Or not in the same way, at least. End of chapter 3, Changing Routines.
Fuck! That's the end!
I don't trust any of these chapter names anymore.
Oh, Jesus.
Every time I hear a chapter name, you're gonna be like, Chapter 4, Flubbernutters, and I'm gonna be like, no, Flubbernutters! No! How's this man gonna die? How's my favorite character in this chapter gonna fucking literally die a brutal death?
Literally! Damn! Oh, and now we have to wait. Oh, sad.
Dude, how you gonna get me attached to a character and then literally kill them in the same chapter? How you gonna kill a character and then get me attached to the character? How you gonna do that?
Look how you instantly became connected the moment you heard that he was under the trade.
Well, yeah, because, like...
To be honest, he didn't deserve it.
Oh.
Like, okay, so when it comes to punishment in, when it comes to punishment in writing, you have to make sure it's justified. Or else it just feels harsh and unearned. Not that this feels harsh and unearned, I get it. I mean, it's hubris, but it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you really, and then they had me go and they were like, oh, no, yeah, no, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna fucking save him. Just kidding, he's dead.
Yes.
Puts sheet over his little dead body, and I'm just like, dude!
Him's little dead body.
Him's little dead body! For real!
Him's little dead body.
And me and Alice are out here with tears running down our face.
Literally, I'm
Literally!
I'm
You got no
crying.
ideas. You have no idea.
Oh, now we gotta wait for more. How you
You
gonna...
just gotta wait till Friday.
I don't wanna wait till Friday. We're gonna wait a whole
How?
week. Oh, damn.
Dude.
And 3 chapters took me almost
Almost
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, almost 2.5 hours. We also interrupted you quite a bit, so yeah.
Well, the talking is necessary. So, that's a good estimate how long the chapters are going and how we talk. So that's good.
Yeah, that's almost
So
the
3
entire stream.
That's a good thing. I'm writing my ghost stories, if that's something else you guys want me to read.
Yes, can you read now? Cause like, I'm in the zone. I wanna listen to you read to me.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty much my many different experiences. Memories are sometimes hard to remember, so some details are missing. Names of places and names of people have been replaced for safety. None of these are in order.
Okay.
These are my ghost stories, just so you know. I was about 5-ish when this happened, so things are just, hold on, I need to put these images in the Discord so you guys can roughly what
Images.
it's in. Yeah, I drew
Ghost
like little
proof.
things.
Oh,
No,
I
drew
was
things.
like, Uni has proof of ghosts right now,
No,
and
this
I've
is like-
never known.
This is like years ago, okay? Like the flood and shit like that. They took them. They took them. I don't have stuff like that anymore.
You don't have ghosts anymore? You
No,
fucking...
I don't have
No.
the evidence anymore.
I was like, you don't have... the fucking flood took away your ghosts!
That would be
No!
cool.
Can't have shit anymore. What the hell?
No, I'm just giving you pictures of the layout so you guys kind of get a rough idea how everything is.
Got it.
It was about 5-ish when this happened, so some things are a blur and or don't add up. Regardless, let's begin. I was in my living room. My living room was very open. I didn't describe it because it's really hard to describe this, so I have an image. So, to the right there's a doorway, there's 2 couches, there's a 2-seater that's right in front of a window, a 3-seater, and my grandma's recliner that's kind of in front of the doorway, but good enough space to walk between. And then there's a big archway in my old house. And there's my grandpa's chair. I'm sitting in front of my grandpa's chair. And there's a TV, like, bookshelf station where the TV used to sit on. And you can see where the ghost is facing in the room.
Okay.
So, I was alone in their living room when this happened. But my mother was in her bedroom putting my baby brother to sleep and my father was at work. Who I was waiting for to come and lay me into bed. I was leaning against my grandpa's recliner when I was playing with several different toys. But I could only vividly remember a stuffed white cat, which I kept for several years before losing it to a flood. Regardless, sorry, I need water. I heard mumbling, but it was so distant I thought it was my mother on the phone. So I didn't look around, but after several minutes, the corner of my right eye caught something. I turned to look, and there in my living room was, I now know, is a tribal Indian leader. A big man sitting with his legs underneath him as he was leaning his upper body down to the ground. He wasn't wearing a feathery hat. Not this time, but when I encounter him, he would be. But he was looking like he was praying to whoever he believed in. I didn't know what to do, to be honest, since this wasn't like the Indian that looked through my window at night. Unlike the window Indian, who always seemed angry, he carried sadness. I was very emotional 5-year-old, so I wouldn't lie and say I didn't cry because I did. Not because I was scared, but because the sadness was overwhelming with this man. At the time, I had no idea how to comfort, and learned I couldn't comfort him because he never acknowledged me. No, this wasn't scary, but at this time it was. I would continue to see this man for 3 more years before the Great Flood happened, and then later the year, a blizzard would destroy my house, along with many others in my hometown. When I turned 13, I would find out from my father's friend Timmy, an Indian, I can't remember his tribe, that the land where my house and many others were built on was on Indian graves. That would be why sometimes I and my mother would see a man in our living room or the man in the window. This is a different story.
Wait, I gotta say something.
Okay.
Why America gotta be building shit on Indian graves? Why America?
Because you're the ones that put them there.
I mean, fucking true, but why we gotta be building over them? Rude.
Because if you didn't, I feel like people disregard Native American land so intensely that it really doesn't matter to like.
Mostly back then they did. Mostly when I was little. They did.
like back down. Yeah.
This was like the early 200s, and The house was built way before my family was in it. So, this house was like 1980s. Okay. Anything else before I continue?
No, that's all I had to say.
Okay. When I was 10, I went on my first camping trip. Me, Timmy's sons, and our friends. A group of, I think, 6 altogether, not counting Timmy himself. Timmy took all of us to a reservation. I think that's what he called it. I had to look it up. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's called for an Indian element. Yeah?
I have a... Is this the one that you told me? With the lady?
Yes.
Yes! Oh, I love this one. Okay, continue, I'm sorry.
Good. To camp in the nearby woods. He felt he wasn't the biggest fan of camping, but I and his boys might have pressured him into taking us when we were setting everything up. I was trying to help, but kind of hard when the Boy Scouts were being competitive with, who made sense faster, retire better not. Timmy told us if anything happens, we could join the elders in his tribe, who was pitched about 15 minutes away from us. I learned later on the elders were doing a spiritual thing. I do not remember what they called it, but it helped ease a spirit or something along those lines. I will be honest, camping wasn't that bad. It was pretty fun. I had a lot of memories, including the memory when it was extremely late at night and we were all eating marshmallows and drinking juice we had in the cooler. Sammy, Timmy's youngest son, went off to do some private business only the woods would know. It felt like a long time, but it was probably like 10 seconds or so, and I felt nervous for Sammy. I started looking around in my chair trying to get a view of Sammy's head. When I see the back of his head, I felt terrified. There was a figure standing there, painfully obvious against the dark background that surrounded her. She was all white. All white. Her hair, skin, clothes, hell, her eyes too. She stood a good foot over Sammy, who didn't even react to her, or at least stood mere inches from him. Timmy saw. I knew Timmy was scared, because he sped walked to his son and said something too quiet for anyone to hear. It felt weird knowing either no one saw her or too involved with something to maybe notice. Once Timmy walked back with his son, he quickly grabbed his flashlight as he quickly said, "We're going to see the tribal elders." It confused the whole group. I was also confused because why would we need to see them when it was so late at night? Plus, there was a lady no one was talking about. Regardless, we followed the man through the forest to the elders. I was in the back of the group. I constantly was looking over my shoulder because I felt like I was being watched, which I was by the all-white lady. Of course, she was distant, still where Sammy was, but when we exited the camp and I looked back, she was standing just a few feet off to the camp's entrance. Every time I looked back, she would get closer and closer and closer. We were maybe a few minutes from the elders' camp when I heard someone scream, "It burns! It burns!" It was the lady. She was now mere inches from my head when I turned to look at her. That is when Timmy told everyone to run to the elders' camps. The fire of it was now in sight. I felt myself being yanked by Timmy as I watched the woman continue to scream, but now on the ground. For the ones that had no clue what was going on or even noticed the woman, they only took a few minutes to calm down. The elders lent their bed to the children. Most went to bed, but Sam and I stayed up. It took us an hour for us to calm down. Sam went to bed soon after, but after he did, I was filled with too many questions of why it happened. A woman elder, the only woman there, gave me answers. She held me close as she talked in hushed whispers to not bother the others chanting. She told me a young woman haunts the woods, not because of hate or madness, but because she's stuck in sorrow and fear of fire. I cannot confirm the story that the elder woman told me to be true. Take it however you want or what it is told. The young woman was deemed as a witch and was dragged from her home that is deep in the forest still. She was tied to a wooden pillar with firewood underneath her. They set it on fire. They didn't know how it happened, but maybe someone messed up on the ropes. Because the woman ran with the fire consuming her body, ran into the forest for safety. For hope? No one knows. But she kept running until she couldn't anymore. The forest was soon caught on fire due to the fire spreading from her to the plants and the trees around her. That is the story I was told. After that, the tribe found the woods were haunted. They come and try to put the spirit at rest. I, to this day, don't know if they ever did. I will never go back, and I refuse to go camping in those woods again.
That's one of my favorites that Uni has ever told me. And fucking damn. Oh, that poor lady. First of all, I believe that that's a possibility. Secondly, fuck.
Uni, I have a weird question. What color is your tongue?
What color is your tongue?
As in my OC or me?
Your OC.
It would be a regular pinkish tongue.
Wait, what color is your tongue then? What the fuck? Why didn't you just say normal?
My tongue's off-white. It's because of my iron.
Oh. Hey, we can have ironless blood together.
Damn.
You can join us if you want.
No, thank you.
Oh, my bad.
He's like, I want to be healthy. Thank you. Thank you. I have too many issues as it is.
Honestly, yes. I don't need to add to it, but thank you for the offer.
You can still.
Have you guys checked in on my piece yet?
Yes.
Yes, I love it so far.
I'm watching your stream, exclusively. And
Do you
also
like-
love it.
Do you like your little design? I changed it up a little bit. I
It's so
eyeballed it.
cute.
You guys are crying.
Adorable.
Okay, with Al, it's makeup. With me, I'm really sad about the guy who literally didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve it.
Literally.
Okay. This is my last story of this page. Here's a story that isn't, oh my god, terrifying, but it still freaks me out a bit. I was around 13-ish at this time. I was living in my father's grandparents' house at the time. Look at the image below. So how it is how the house roughly is. The front door goes into the living room where my grandparents sleep in their recliners, and my brothers in my parents' room. Then off to the right is the kitchen, the dining room, and the banding room that no one ever goes in. And then off to the dining room is another kitchen where the stove actually works. And then there's the bathroom, and below the kitchen is my room. And then off to the right of the kitchen, second kitchen, is the garage laundry area. This will help to understand the layout of the house. I don't want to write 10 pages. It was late at night when I heard footsteps. I was between awake and asleep at this point. I thought it was my grandma since she was a heavy walker at night. It was almost sound identical to hers. I was going to ignore the footsteps until I heard them slowing down and stopping in front of my door. This was uncommon for my grandma to do this, but it was not rare. So I thought to myself that she might have had a nightmare again and needed reassurance that I am fine, which is something she does when this happens. But I couldn't move. Then I was struggling to breathe. I heard my door slowly open, painfully, slow open, which was not my grandma way. So I knew whoever was at my door was not anyone in my home. I heard my door close and footsteps come closer. It sounded like someone was wearing boots. My dad would wear boots, but he was a light stepper. Plus, he never entered my room unless it was the morning to wake me up for school. So this was not my father. Then my mind was wondering how could they get so far in my home without alerting my grandfather's German shepherd. I am terrified. I want to scream, to move, but I couldn't. I felt my bed dip. but I know this isn't my mother. This person lay down behind me. I could feel them. Their left hand rested on my shoulder as the back of their right hand was my back. It felt like hours I laid there when this person in my bed and I could do nothing. I was getting barely enough air in my lungs from the strangle of breathing. No matter what I did, I just could not move. It would be around early morning before I regained my breathing and movement. But I was just waking up and never remember falling asleep. But I don't remember when this person left my room. When I searched my room, nothing seemed out of place, and there wasn't much in my room for places for people to hide, so this person wasn't in my room for sure. I left my room to go to the bathroom to get ready for a shower to try and calm my nerves, because I believe at this point it was all a nightmare. I stepped in front of the sink to look in the mirror. The door to the bathroom was wide open to see if I needed to go deep clean my face after a shower. But when I leaned into the mirror to pull off an eyelash off my face, I hear what sounded like boots dropping behind me, which made me scream. Looking behind me, thinking the intruder somehow got behind me, there is no one. I cannot explain what the hell happened to this day because it never happened again in the house. I slept with a nightlight for the remaining years I lived there. That's all.
Damn.
Nice.
Spooky.
Man. You got some intense, scary stories.
That's not even half of it. That was just only a few.
Uni's trying to kill us.
Mangie, did I tell you about the one with the church?
No.
No, you told me the one with the church.
I don't have this written down. But me and my dad and a group of people that I'll try to not say their names, so they're going to change every now and then. For safety reasons. But we went to this town and I forgot where. I think it was Ohio. Or Iowa. Somewhere to the left of this USA. And we went to a small town. We were going to an abandoned church where this town was abandoned. There's a ruined town like a good 15 miles away from this town we were in. We were getting some information, trying to get some updates before we go there. But we got none. So we piled up into a car and it split in two. And it was me, Dad, and a friend, and then two other people in another car. We drove there to this abandoned church, which is huge one, I can tell you. We get in there, the sun's about to go down at any minute. We start going inside, we start putting everything up, setting everything up. And I think it's around that time when my dad finally says, it's time to go, we can start going everything. It was going good so far. Nothing like big happened. We weren't really getting any activity either. And a friend of my dad's went into a priest's room where they sleep. Hi, Tater Tot. And a friend was getting some readings off in that room, so I needed to go over there and confirm these readings because I was the youngest and I can still hear like voices of the ghosts. I was like 13ish at this time, maybe 14. And I go over and I told him like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "I keep hearing someone mumbling, but I can't really hear what's going on. But it's mostly around the bed." So I walked further in the room. His back was to the room, and I asked questions like, "Who's here? Do you want to talk?" Stuff like that, but I got no answer. It'd be the time where he moves and where I'm at. He tried to ask again. My back was to the door this time. Then I hear someone whisper. I couldn't make out what they're saying at the time. So I said, "Hey, I don't think it's in this room. I think it's somewhere outside this room." He goes, "Okay, we get out." We were down the hall. down in the row between the pews, walking away. And then I hear it. God forgive us, for we don't know our sins. And I remember this because my grandma used to say this at night before we all go to bed. God forgive us because we don't know our sins. Over and over, and this voice kept saying it over and over. I'm trying to figure out what it is, where it is.
You're me, Mom.
It's not my mama's voice, my grandma's voice, because she was not there. So I turn around, and I notice a very unusual priest standing behind like the thing they talk behind.
Podium.
Right in front of the podium. And right in front of the choir stands. This guy was unusual because I can tell by his hands he was not light-skinned. And he had long, dark hair in a braid. That's not what priests do. When you're a priest, you're supposed to have short hair. You're supposed to... by that time, you're supposed to be light-skinned. Unfortunately, because this is a very old church at this time. And this town been, like, deserted since the 1800s. Roughly. 1800, 1900. It had been abandoned for a long time. So this priest obviously stood out. This was not a normal priest. I couldn't see his face. So when I asked, hey, do you want to talk? Do you acknowledge where you are? But instead of answering me, he kept saying, God forgives for the sins we don't know. Or something along those lines. And he lifts his head finally. After I took a few feet forward to try to maybe get an interaction. And that's when I froze. Because his face wasn't there.
Yeah! Face stealer! Yeah!
Not as in, like, his skin is over his face. More of, there's a hole there.
Yeah! A hole in one looking motherfucker. Let's go!
Oh
I
my
could
God.
see this, like, where the skin rips, where it's obviously taken apart, where the bones were crushed. It was horrifying to see. So I turn around and I run off. So I'm terrified. I don't want to be there anymore. Whatever this man is, he wasn't good. And they did get a picture, but when they got the picture, they did not get what I saw. His face was just blacked out in the picture. They didn't see the detail and the gore I saw. And when I was out in the car waiting for them, I felt uneasy because I felt like somebody was trying to get into the vehicle. Like, everything around me felt like evil.
Oh.
So I had to make sure the doors were all closed. I had the light inside the car on because I didn't want to see what's ever outside. It
Playing
took
horror
about
video game music on my stream, and it's like the perfect vibe.
so it took about roughly an hour for my dad to finally get into the car, get everything set up, and finally drive out of there. We went back to the old town that we were in, talking to the people. It took a little more pressure, but we found out that a priest there was killed. He harmed young children. And these young children would disappear. And I don't think I told you this, Star, because I was reminiscing this with my dad. But I forgot that we went to a priest because this is my dad's side. I didn't go into there. I stayed in the car because I refuse to talk to people.
Same.
But my dad went in to talk to a priest of a newer church. And he was talking to this guy. We'll call him Priest Sam. And Sam was talking about how the man was found out by hurting these children, and even though he was accepted before, because it was rare for someone that wasn't in their culture to be accepted into a church, he was heavily accepted, but once the church found out what he was doing, he wasn't. And I think, if I remember correctly, a little girl escaped. She was, by rough memory, when she escaped, they found out she was pregnant. The father found out, and he riled up a group of people in the town to meet the priest, to get him to confess. They were going to really just hang him. But obviously that didn't go well, and these people that were trying to protect the children just ended him. Like, they weren't going to just wait to have justice handed over. So, when that found out, the whole town went array, and soon people started moving away from the town. We found out later, Priest Sam's grandmother was the child that gave birth to him, and he was the bastard child.
Man, you're telling me his dad was straight up just in a fucking somewhere and he didn't even know?
He wasn't
was
told
like-
that until he was older.
Ah.
But
Imagine
I
being
don't.
told that you were a bastard child.
I don't think I would want to know.
I mean,
When you're young, you want to know because you don't
what's like
know.
the definition of like a bastard?
I think a bastard is out of wedlock.
Oh shit! I just learned something about myself.
Don't quote me, but that's what I have perceived it to be. You might want to look it up.
Ziggy, what is a bastard? Oh, he'd rather not answer that, my bad. I just want to know what it means.
Damn.
You don't have to be a pansy, but go off.
The definition of a bastard child is a child born to parents who are not married to each other.
Yeah,
I just learned something about myself.
Out of wedlock, you're a bastard.
I'm a bastard! Bastard's not a bastard!
I know, yeah, I know bastard's not a bastard. I think that's funny.
I'm a bastard! I can't believe it. Does that mean that bastard's a mangy?
Yes.
Nothing,
Yes.
babe. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We're doing something here. But sorry, give me 1 second. I see my Discord going. I think that's Squirrel. Give me a second. I think it's Squirrel texting me. Yeah, it is Squirrel texting me. Chapter 4 will be out tomorrow.
But we can't watch it until we've got all three of the chapters to read together.
Or more, because she says she has more courage today, so she might put out a second chapter.
Yes. We're gonna have
So?
so much to read next Friday.
Yes.
Uni's gonna go through a gallon of water.
I went like 3 cups today.
King Mangie is gonna fucking master drawing on the fucking Wacom tablet.
So is Fridays every read night?
Yes, it's gonna be.
Ooh, she sent me something. Hold up.
Ooh. Yeah, Shrimpy, I'm gonna post this VOD to YouTube so you can listen to the full 3 chapters from earlier. Because what Uni was just reading was like stories from her past. But oh my god, the story we read earlier, I'm invested.
Me too. I hope my
invested.
OTP works out.
Same. Z deserves everything in life.
I hope they figure out how to bring back the dead, because honestly that character did not deserve it.
Yeah.
I wasn't even emotionally attached to that guy before he died.
Yeah!
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Alright, cool. Oh man, he's under the train. Man, this is the I told you so guy? Why he not saying I told you so?
Yeah.
He's dead?
It's a roller coaster.
I got, okay. I got pre-chapters. Okay. So she has, like, plot out chapters till chapter 20.
Oh my god.
We have so much reading to do.
Oh, I know secrets. Oh, I don't know if I want to read
That's
these
not fair!
anymore.
You can't know secrets! No!
Close your eyes, Uni. Do not absorb.
You guys are going to be heartbroken.
Legal.
Fucking Z's dead. I'm burnt. I'm burnt. I'm
I'm gonna
burnt.
cry!
I'm burnt. I'm burnt. I'm burnt.
Are the rest of us gonna be involved? Because Uni's in this.
I do not know.
Dude, what if I sent a brief
All I hear-
description of my character?
All I have is chapter, like the chapter untiled, and then I see like natural disasters, and then I get chapter 6 untiled, spooked animals. Chapter
Oh,
10
no.
No, I
Untiled.
can't do
Trap.
shit. I can't do animals.
Shit's about to go down.
No.
I have nothing else. I have no other context. So
We're gonna look back at these early chapters with like, oh man, you remember when that guy died? That was so much more fun than the rest of the story.
I know. Z
so I'm thinking.
having
nat-
an emotional breakdown because of his partner. That was so fun. Fuck.
It was
it's gonna be
hashtag
awful.
relatable and also really sad.
Yeah.
So am I in chapter the natural disasters? I think Settlement 22 is going to be absolutely destroyed.
Don't tell me.
Nice.
That is what I think because it's tiled natural disasters.
No,
That's
we can't make guesses. Shush, stop talking about it. I would like to
What are
read-
my guesses?
No, you're not allowed.
Make guesses in your head.
Guess quieter.
Okay, oh yeah, the creature. Okay, this is like her, so she's already making like pre-setups for her other stories. Bloody starring as Bihaba, Alistair starring as Astealer, Mangie starring as Malik, Bastard starring as
My god,
Barkov,
Malik is one of my favorite OC names.
Uni starring as Ursula, Squirrel starring as Cernera. Preview.
I just want to know if she's doing like character studies on us. Like, should I be playing up the Mangie character type or?
I don't know for sure. I don't know. She's a self-learning writer. I don't think she would because I think that'd be too difficult. Since she's still learning.
Oh my god. I had a moment in my head.
Oh.
Nothing. I just shipped myself with a character. It's fine. We're not gonna talk about it.
This is a character we know.
Yes.
Is it from what we just read?
Yes.
Which one?
Is it Z?
Yes.
I'm so sad for you, my friend. I'm so sad for you, my friend, because I know for a fact that Z is gonna die.
I know.
I feel it in my soul.
We don't know when though. We don't know when. It could be like at the very end. He's the very last one.
I
to
mean,
die.
we could all fucking just die. We don't know.
You're like, we could all just end it all right now. It's not even worth it talking about the death of my now in-brain husband. You know, we don't have to talk
Preview
about
for
his
the
death.
creature.
Well, I know it's like where it's an apocalypse. Like I don't really have much faith for all of us.
Wait, I'm in this? What incarnation?
Preview for the creature. Asher's stomach curled into itself as he watches the sky get darker by the passing second. It was noon, not a cloud in sight, but the sky was almost as if it was midnight. Something was terribly wrong, and whatever was coming, wasn't going to be stopped so easily. That was the preview.
Damn. Spoops.
I cannot wait to see how my character is portrayed. I better be an anthropomorphic fox. I'm gonna be burnt if I'm just some dude. I've never been just some dude in my life.
But I should just do it out of spite.
Mangie's like the himbo character who's just like, yes, we can make it out of here. Whoa, whoa!
Chaos We Made is another story. Chaos We Made is a story about a young couple that move into Newcastle to begin the chapter of their life, but they were counting on Newcastle. They weren't counting on Newcastle being unpredictable and the neighborhood acting like everything is normal. After witnessing someone being kidnapped and a serial killer from the movie standing out in the middle of the road.
Yeah, you said the serial killer word. Someone's out here Pavlov dogging.
Serial killers get Alistair's goat immediately.
Immediately.
Alistair's immediately rooting for the killer.
Idle ideas.
I think you would like my character, Vec.
Okay,
He's
so
a serial killer.
Here's title ideas, but these are not like.
Set in stone.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word. Rotten. Push the button if you insist. Our broken homes where broken people live. Internally, externally, leave a mark. Feed them like your kids. Another serial killers in the papers today. Not so groovy. Let's back up a little. Very, very much alive. Cats of the void. Searching for the fires. Life of my family. Going to the inn. Welcome to my home. This is where I breathe. This is where I go. Let me scroll down. This is not the end. His life was not in vain. The screams will haunt me to this day.
Ziggy, turd lobster off. That would be an excellent title.
Oh, fuck.
There's our little picture for the day. We're done with reading. I'm done with coloring.
Yay!
What do you guys think?
Oh, I love it. So cute.
Great, yeah. Damn.
You like how I'm just tucked up underneath your armpit?
Yeah.
And then Al's like peek over her shoulder. Very
It's
cute.
so adorable.
Oh, when you're officially done with it, can you send it to the Adorables? Because next time we read, I want to keep it on screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Adorable.
I want that as my.
Well, Shrimpy,
just
if you want to come see it, I've got it on screen right now.
Go over to Mangus.
Yeah, go to Vegas. Alright, I should. Hold on.
Holding.
I will never hold.
Damn.
I don't know what star is rating, but I'm gonna rate star.
Okay. I don't know yet. I'm gonna end this day in Stardew first, yes. Because that makes the most sense right now.
So the viewers having somewhere to go, and then, someone that knows where to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's English.
Yeah. I know why I read a lot today.
Ooh, I think I know exactly who I'm going to raid. That's gonna be great. Oh my god.
Who are you gonna raid?
I'm gonna raid, Faye. because they're playing VR.
Nice. Wait, hold on. Can I send my boys over to you so that you can raid Faye?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone raise Star, and Star raise someone else.
Literally, it's a great plan. I like it.
Thank you, Shrimpy. I worked very hard.
It's adorable.
I really like it. It's very cute. I tried to base it off of some of your many PNGs because this is the first art I've ever done of Uni.
Yee!
Yeah, Uni has many PNGs.
Yes, this is my the favorite one because besides other Star's favorite.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. You were like, is that a favorite? And I was like, excuse you, it's not my favorite. Damn.
His favorite is hold on. Let me pull it up. His favorite is
This one.
Everybody, back to the channel you came from. I love you guys have fun. Remember, I'll finish the.
Nope, that's not that one. Hold on. I'll find the PNG in a second. Hold on.
Take your time. I'm not ending this day yet.
My images aren't showing, so I have to guess which it is.
Thank you for the raid, Mangus.
Mangie
Oh, there it is.
raid, yeah.
Doop doop. Doop.
Yes, that's my favorite pinch.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the ones that were nicely
That-
detailed and everything.
That's the other one I tried to base it off of. I thought about giving you the marks and everything, but I figured your t-shirt would cover it.
Oh damn.
And I
Shrimpy.
wanted to do the wavy hair.
I will totally raid that person instead because I do not know who they are. I like raiding new people.
Dang.
Oh, they're adorable. Oh, adorable. I have to wait for their ads to end, and then I'm gonna raid them.
I want to go.
Alright, I am going to go watch some Netflix and
Me too.
Okay.
Jinx.
OMG.
and then later I'm going to be adding in do you want me to post the stories in here or just stockpile them for Friday?
Stockpile them.
Alright.
I can't read anyway.
Alright. See you Tuesday. Wait, Tuesday, what are we doing?
I have
No,
idea.
Sunday! Wait, are we doing Sunday, Among Us?
Yeah, Goose Goose Duck, I think.
Hold on. Is everyone good for Sunday?
Thank you, Coffee, for the hydrate, posture check, mental health check. I am good. I did take my meds. However, thank you all for joining me tonight. As for tomorrow, I literally have no idea what we're doing. We're gonna find out when it happens. That's fun. Yeah. So I'm gonna raid out to, I believe it's Solaby, because Shrimpy wanted to guide the raid, which I appreciate. So hopefully I will see you guys all tomorrow. Like I said, I have no idea what we're doing, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good night. Bye.